Hello everybody and welcome! Invictus Week, streamed here on Legionnaire Gaming. Not the usual intro there, but well, we're going to see where it goes. We've got quite a few people already in here. Sorry it took us 5 minutes to load in. In fact, actually, I just, right as I kicked off the intro there, we actually finally got in. So, good work, CIG. But with that said, we're gonna kick it off first here. Go check out the fleet real quick, and then we got some other business to do, channel business. But as we get started, and I make my way to the elevator here, quick reminder, make sure you're subscribed. 10K sub giveaway. When we hit 10,000 subs, we are less than 1,500 away from that number. We're giving away a Perseus. So, as I've said before, make sure that you're subscribed and make sure you're commenting every month. 5 names are picked from the comments, and your comments in live chat here do count. In fact, actually 2 names last month came from live chat comments. So there you go. Alrighty. Just trying to see. So I think the fleet's already here. We'll check the F2 menu here in just a moment. See him out here real quick. Nada. And we're on the dark side, of course. And of course, you know, some pirate is out there. Alright, so I think if my sources are true, they are at Tressler. Alright, well, let's go ahead and get everything started here. Hey, Ewok, glad to see you in here. How you been doing? You know what? We'll take it. Hey T, welcome to the stream. It's hanging, man. We're doing some Star Citizen stuff today. How are you doing? Hindsight, I should have taken a different ship. It's too late now. Hangar 4, let's go see this big, beautiful beast. So, as I mentioned in the beginning there, not anytime soon then. As I mentioned at the beginning, we got channel business ahead. And one of those channel business things we need to take care of is our Grey Cat guessing giveaway. So, if you remember months ago, I had a comment up that was basically, you guys let me know how many Grey Cat buggies you think fit in there. And whoever was closest is getting a Grey Cat buggy. Alright. Fleet Week song. Alright, I'll try to think of one here. Ugh. I'm gonna scare people away with the singing though, Dark. Alrighty. This is actually the first time I've been aboard my C2. I hear somebody. That makes me skeptical. Alright. Alright, it's gonna take me a minute to think think of a Fleet Week song, so I won't forget. But I gotta think of one. Oh, I love this thing. Yeah, look at those arms racks. That just, oh, that makes me happy. Alrighty. Also trying to judge here what the delay on the stream is. Just
A journey worth taking. Systems on.
I'm not gonna lie, a journey worth taking thing kind of weirds me out. Just a little bit.
Launch complete.
Alright.
Landing gear up.
Up, locked, and now let us use this one. Alrighty.
You are clear to launch.
I mean, just look at. I really feel like we probably could. This is actually spacious enough, I guess. Looking forward to my name being on this baby. All right. Ooh, that's nerve-wracking. Not gonna lie. All right. Proximity alert alarm is off. Shields and everything are up.
Thank you. And please visit again.
Start spooning. Get this party on the road. Another thing we're going to talk about today is the Lead Paint Club. Big things. Make sure you guys stick around and chat for that, and make sure you're talking in live chat, because I'm not going to lie. It's the only way I'm going to know you're here.
Travel
You're going
engaged.
to want me to know you're here.
Quantum travel
So.
complete.
Alright, let's get this show on the road. You can see I've got Admiral Griffiths in here and Dark. They're going to be kicking it. Really? My headphones, I just unplugged them and they're already out of battery. That seems odd. Give me a second. Well, we get wired in. There we go. At least that's easy.
Quantum travel engaged.
Can't. I'm not going to be unmuting anytime soon, guys. Oh, wrong button. Too much DCS. F2 is the. There we go. Look at that. So beautiful. All right. Trying to remember the double mint gun song to do this Fleet Week song. This is gonna haunt me. We're gonna forget our gear because I turned off weapons. But we just, you know, want to keep that smooth look. Man, I cannot think of a song. Alright guys, out in the chat, throw me some song recommendations, something easy to sing along to so I can generate this Fleet Week song. It's Fleet Week, it's Fleet Week, get out your wallet. It's Fleet Week, it's Fleet Week. You can tour a Bengal, not. It's Javelin, not a Bengal. You can't actually tour the whole thing, just like a stairwell. Hell's bells, I like it. Alright, but there was your Fleet Week song. Give Chris Roberts your money. Not a sponsor. Oh, man. Row your boat. Oh, I love you guys. You make this worth it. All right. We're probably getting it scanned too as we approach because, you know, that is the way. My rock. Surface, rocks go crack. Oh, man. You know, I just want to point out, I never actually officially said, if you super chat, I'll sing to you. So really, that's all Dark's fault that even happens. So if you guys don't like me singing, yeah, blame him. It's a little creepy that the co-pilot seat just is missing. But actually, you know, it's nice at least I've got that unobstructed view. Like, honestly, you feel like the view that way is better than it is on this side. Yeah, no, the C2 is absolutely worth it. I love this thing. So, like I said, this is actually the first time I've been in my C2, but Richard Cheese. Wow. Not sure how to take that. One thing I will mention as we QT along here, and I'm going to bring this up a lot later, and I'm actually probably going to open it up a little bit to the Legion crew here to talk about their thoughts too. But we are going to talk a little bit about the Banu merchantman here. That's a great question, Mickey. I will look that up because we're just quantum traveling. You'd think I would know this. I know what it used to be. See, and because it's not the Crusader Day yet, we can't see. I'm not actually sure they're selling it yet. Extras, standalone ships. Good Argo offerings. The Scorpius is out, which we'll talk a little bit about that too. Yeah, so as far as the C2 goes, we don't actually know what the true release price is yet, because it's not actually been released into the store. It's not technically released yet, which is weird because you can fly around it in the verse if you have one, but they're not available on the ship store yet. And they won't be in-game available for a while. So, Greytex, welcome to the party. Alright, so as I was saying though, we are going to talk a little bit. Wow, that was redundant. We're going to talk in a little bit about the Banu merchantman, about the video I released. I got told this morning there's actually a Reddit about the video, which is awesome. If you guys are on that Reddit, y'all are great. Enjoyed reading some of y'all's thoughts, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. And like I said, some of the Legion crew here are going to get a chance to weigh in on their thoughts as well, which is a perk if you're a part of the Legion. So if you want to join Legion, head on over to Patreon, sign up, say enlist, because there's no enlistment to it. I don't make you sign away your life on a dotted line. All right. Where is... Yep, don't worry, Lixon. I will be. You'll be able to watch this after the fact, so do not fear that you're gonna miss out. Let's see, Dark is on his way as well. Oh, come on. See, and you can't just go to OMs from this. This is what's so frustrating about this system. Like, I just want to jump out to an OM. Instead, I'm going to have to jump out here to Aberdeen.
Quantum travel engaged.
Cut our engine.
Engines off. Quantum travel complete. Engines on.
Put them back on. No, we're not gonna. Oh my gosh. This is the most. Frustrating system. Nothing really chaps your excitement for doing this, like when you have to jump to these goofy hoops. Yeah. Can we please get this on?
Quantum travel
Oh.
engaged.
Hey, welcome to the party. All right. And of course, everything is on the dark side because, again, why wouldn't it be? Well, welcome. Glad you checked in. Like I said, everyone's going to want to stick around because the Lead Paint Club is coming up here in a little bit, and that's going to be people aren't going to want to miss that.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete.
All right. So I apologize, everybody, for the kind of slow start here. I don't even know why we're going to try to see. Yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit about the Scorpius too, because wow, this server is just in great condition. We might have to jump out and jump back in here because this thing is getting rough. Wait, what's the Paint Club? Yeah, that's right. We're going to be announcing what the Lead Paint Club is and adding some people to the club. So, it's going to be fun. When the 400. So, I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to say they're never going to make a 400, but COG is not making a 400. Yeah, Maverick, direct that to your man, Dark. He is the party lead. Intentionally, so I don't have to do all the party advice. So if it doesn't show you, you would just double right click, but that assumes that the map's actually working, because if it's working, that works. But if it's not working, double right clicking doesn't do you any good. Double right click is just the like reset, recenter.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Oh, I'm still the party lead, aren't I? Way to pay attention to what I'm doing. Make group leader. There we go. Alright, now Maverick, you can go buck dark for the joy. But I would say head out. You might want to just hang at menu, because I'm probably going to reload since we've got some artifacts going on here. And again, if you're a Lead's Legion member, feel free to head on over to the Discord server, jump in the Lead Legion voice. Well, right, because right-clicking zooms you out and like recenters on the system. That's why that works. But if it's not responding at all, then it doesn't respond at all. Oh, let's get this big Earth going straight. Why are we on the dark side? This is ridiculous. Yep. That's fine, Grips, because I'm telling you, I'm probably going to head to menu and we're going to rewatch this baby. So I was all excited. So let's talk a little Lead Paint Club here. Let's get out of the, let's announce what it is. So the Lead Paint Club is, well, a club for paint. And, you know, all that simply means is I'm giving some away. So CAG's given us a whole bunch of paints for different ships and stuff during Invictus. So we are going to, you know, alright, weapons on.
Weapons on.
Attention.
Are you
I have been
serious?
authorized to scan your vehicle for security purposes. Please halt your vehicle and stand by.
Landing gear down. Landing complete.
Right. Everything checks out. Feel free to go.
I'm telling you, this scanning business is getting out of hand. Alright, so yes, Lead Paint Club. We're giving away paints. Right now, we've got some MSR paints, some Hundreds series paints. Today, we're going to give away a Scorpius paint. So, yeah. And you're wondering, well, how do I get hooked up with one of these paints and join the Lead Paint Club? Well, hang out and chat, because that's where I'm going to find your name. And then, like I said, later, we're going to find out how many Grey Cats fit in a C2. And someone is going to win one of those two. Oh, I can't have 4 now. Exit shit. But I'll come look in a moment. I have a hunch that I'm not alone in this hangar. Alright. Question is, where did Dark park? Because he flew by me while I was coming in here, so I know he's here somewhere. I mean, I know he's standing right there by the ship. Proud of my parking job in here, I'll admit that. Alright, well, I can't figure out where Dark parked, but it was clearly somewhere. Alright, I'm gonna head out to menus, and we're gonna... well, maybe not. Let's see... Alright. Of course, now the fleet is right where we were. So yeah, I'm gonna head out to menus and we're gonna relaunch. Oh, it got impounded before I got out. I was gonna say I knew you were in here somewhere. So alright, let's get this going. If you've got a sorry, I didn't see your comment till just now. Well, trading is and isn't fixed. So there are places that you could fill up and sell stuff. And there's actually there's a new system that kind of to bring commodities and stuff like that. But the thing is, you got to put millions in to get 500,000 out. Bounty hunting's still more profitable. So there is going to be new NPC missions and stuff like that coming for cargo running, though. So that'll be coming soon enough. And while I wait for Dark to get to menus, Retro Wrath here is saying people just keep saying they're just JPEGs, but last time I checked, the C2 isn't a JPEG. So, well, technically it kind of still is, because again, you can't buy it yet. If you already had one, you're in luck. All right, everybody is in menus. Dark, go ahead and take us in. So, and it was still arguably a JPEG until a couple weeks ago. And there's still a lot of JPEG ships out there. And we're going to be talking about a couple of those here in a little bit. Yeah. Give me a second. Hey, we're good to party launch.
Yeah, no, I'm at a black screen waiting for my menu to load, and then I'll launch.
Okay. I'll be back to you guys here in a bit. All right. So you guys just heard right there. That's what we're waiting on. So as I was saying, the Paint Club. Let's look and see if you guys have a 100 series, one of my favorite starting ships. Oh my God. For a moment I panicked. I thought it said $310 for a gray cat. I was like, I am not paying $310 for a gray cat. Let me get signed in on the website here. If you guys have a 100 series, doesn't matter which one, the paint goes for all of them. Go ahead and let me know down in the comments in the live chat here, and we'll see if we can't pick our first lead paint winner. So this is going to be for a Timberline paint, which is the new gray and gold. But the new refractor looks pretty good, so gold looks like gold. Kind of excited about that. So let me know, guys, in the comments. We're going to pick the first lead paint winner here in just a second. There we go. Well, I know Gruffus has one. Come on. I know someone else wants one. And an important, I guess, legal consideration to put out here. Just because you win in the Lead Paint Club does not mean you're ineligible for the 10K giveaway. Hi, Matt and Triple R. Welcome to the stream. By the way, we're launching the Lead Paint Club here, giving away a Timberline paint for a 100 series right now. So if you guys are interested and have a 100 series, or you just want to win the paint scheme anyways and you'll buy one in game, go ahead and let me know down in the live chat. Dark, I'm not going to let you troll the live chat just yet like that. What is a 100 series? These are fantastic load screens for an Invictus these days. Just really, really bringing it together. I mean, I know it's a 100 series, guys, but it is one of my favorite ships for a lot of purposes. Fits in a Carrack, which means it'll fit in a Polaris, just like a Scorpius will. Yeah, well, see, Matt, but you could still win one. You could always just get a 100 series in game. And again, that's a 125, 135, 100. It doesn't really matter. Some of these other ones, you know, this one I should probably just say, I'm just going to give it away to anybody. But like the MSR one, for example, if you don't have an MSR, it doesn't really do me any good to give you one of those paints. But we're giving away some paints today, guys. We're going to have a lot of fun with this. And the Lead Paint Club is going to go on. You know, it's good stuff. We had some really cool graphics for it. I'm kind of bummed. Let me see if I can't pull these out from the Discord. We were going to have this. And, of course, now we're in. Let me bring this up real fast, and then I'll... see, yeah. Look at that. Look at that awesome overlay. Yeah, baby. I love it. Okay. Oh, no. I lost all of my monitor stuff here. Okay, now let's find out. We're at Everest. And the fleet is at ArcCorp. Alright, that's doable. Let's do this thing. Damn, welcome to the party. And YouTube, if you're listening, that's DAM. The advertisers don't like swearing. Good. All right. And well, I got 3 contestants. I'm going to have to write your names on some paper here in a moment to do this first lead paint giveaway. All right. So I'm just going to throw this out like this. I've got Admiral Griffiths, I've got Matt, and I've got Triple R as potential contenders for the first lead paint chip. So, anybody else, last call. Even if you don't own a 100 series, they're incredibly cheap in game. So, and again, the Timberline paint, it's the gray one. Like I said, I'm a little bummed. I was going to have these overlays that we'd be able to throw them in on the stream, and then XSplit updated, and I lost some of those configurations. So, let me know, guys. Like I said, you know, the MSR one, I get it. If you don't own an MSR, it's not going to matter. Or a Scorpius. We'll talk about the Scorpius in just a moment. Actually, you know what? We're just going to jump on Dark's ship. No. And so that's the really cool part of the Lead Paint Club. Winning one does not make you ineligible for any other one. So, you know. Pretty much that's the way I do everything. I'm sure with the Perseus one there might actually be some sort of Oh, okay. There we go. That was cool. What can Banu do for you? Normally I would freak out. Man, this is actually... You know what? We're just going to segue from this because why wouldn't we? I'm going to let Dark fly though. But so here we are in the interior, and this is... While we work our way... There we go. Man Cave, Riddick. We're getting a couple more people. Join the Lead Paint Club. You just let me know right here that you're interested in getting hooked up with a paint skin. Or do you mean, damn, how do you join Star Citizen? At which point I would be happy to give you some guidance. Let's do it. Alright, see, this... Okay, there's actually some really good news in here. Yep, we're also giving away a Perseus. I'll talk about that here in a moment. So they put the gold... Wow, look at the new gold shader, guys. That is sharp. Oh, that's good looking. That gives me a lot of hope for the Merchantman, which is what we are going to talk about here in just a second. So, it's got a little more of the Escher-esque vibe back in it, which is making me kind of happy. We're actually just going to sit on one of opportunities while we talk briefly about the Merchantman. So my last video that came out last week, I made a couple points. Really, the big point of what that video was a buyer beware on the Merchantman, right? Because this is a ship that has had a lot of changes, a lot of promises. The developers yesterday even kind of made a point that it's really not their favorite ship to do. But it's one of those things that, it's probably going to become a very expensive ship. It's been sold very inexpensively already. So it's a great opportunity to... Yeah, Mark, welcome to the party. We'll talk about the Late Paint Club here in a minute again. So, yeah. The Merchantman. I know that John Cruz said like a year ago it's definitely going to keep its... here. We're going to dial this back a bit. Okay. So I know they said, it's going to definitely retain the 3600 SCU. There's no reason at its current size it can't do that. Really, the bigger point of that was... God, what are you doing up there? Okay. All right, I'll get the giveaway stuff here in just a minute, since there's a little bit of confusion on that again. So, as I was saying, in its current size, you know what? This is just not how you're supposed to introduce and explain one of these things. So let's instead jump in. Let me cover the giveaways. So first off, if you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. When the channel hits 10,000 subscribers, I am going to be giving away a Perseus, which I just rolled the money out for. It's live at this point. It's definitely going to happen. We're less than 1,500 subs away from 10,000, which is really exciting. So, in order to win that, all you need to do is be subscribed and comment on videos. The live chat comments count as well. Every month I pick 5 names. When we cross 10,000, I will take of the names that I drew every month. From those, it'll be a drawing, just like we did for the MSR. And there you have it. Someone's winning a Perseus. Now, for the Lead Paint Club, which we're kicking off today. It's just a lot of fun. CIG's releasing all these new paint kits. They're really kind of exciting. Nothing big, nothing special, but we're going to be giving away a bunch of those today as well, and in the future. And right now we're going to be giving away a Timberline 100 series paint to pretty much anybody in the comments, because like I said, if you don't even have a 100, you can get one in game. So with that said, let us find our first. And I've been writing these down. Drawing it out here. And Triple R, you are our first lead paint chip eater, winner. Not really sure how we're going to go with that. Hopefully you guys already pulled off that reference for lead paint. So Triple R, if you want, do me a favor and shoot me an email to submit@leadnap.com. I'll throw that here in the comments section real quick. If you'll just email me, just do like a quick dark. This is a planet. There is not a Javelin here. Oh man. Awesome. Alright, I'm commandeering your vessel. Paint liquor. Ooh, you know, that might actually work too. Let me know down in the comments, guys, which one you think is the way to go. And again, just a reminder as well. There we go. Come on, react. Ah, I do love the sound effects on this baby. Oh, I'm loving the new gold. That really works for me. Okay. We're not loading Grey Cats yet because I don't have a C2 on hand. But we'll do that in a moment. And again, for those that didn't know, we're also giving away a Grey Cat here today. Oh man, I do not remember this thing being this agile. Yeah, so Triple R, just shoot me an email to that address. Just take like a screen clipping of the like top corner of your YouTube just to, again, confirm that it's you, since otherwise anybody can email me saying they're you. And let me know your Star Citizen information, what is it, like login, everything I'd need to gift it over to you, and I'll get you that paint sent right on over. And again, don't worry guys, Triple R here can still win some of the other prizes and giveaways. This doesn't exclude him from that, but you know, or even some of the other lead paint ones. Because it'd be kind of a bummer if I was like, and now I'm giving away a Carrack one, and you're like, oh my gosh, I really want that. So, Maverick, do you want to help gruff us out here? And like I said, guys, I'm going to be bringing the Leeds Legion guys in here to talk a little bit about the Banu merchantmen here in a few minutes while we work on getting to the Invictus fleet so that we can actually give a quick tour of that for everyone who hasn't seen it, that wants to see it. And then we're going to work this Grey Cat magic. We're going to be on for a while here today, so this isn't like the Medieval Dynasty streams, which are kept at a time. And Exo Wolf, don't worry, I'm going to be talking a little bit about the Scorpius here in a moment, too. In fact, well, I kind of want to finish a little bit because we're flying the Defender, talking a little bit about the Merchantman, right? So, like I said, why is this red? There we go. I did the video last week, right? And it was a little bit of a recap of the history, kind of put some information back on it. And then I was also just really the big thing, like I said, we have a hype train problem in Star Citizen. Come on. Man, why are quantum... Well, this is a great sign. There we go. Okay, as I was saying. Yeah, so it travels around, Matt. So right now it's above our corpse, so that's where we are headed. The awesome part here is Dark always outfits his ships very nicely with excellent components, so this should be pretty quick. So, as I was saying about the Merchantman, right, what I wanted, we've got a hype problem in Star Citizen. And I'm actually going to use the Herc as an example. Oh my gosh. Why has this bug creeped back into the verse? Okay. The Merchantman. I just want to finish a sentence here, CIG. Come on. Seriously. See, you try to showcase a game, and it does this. Okay. So, take the Hercs, for example. Right. First off, everyone is convinced that well, for starters, right, the developers at one point had said, oh, we're going to put something special, something we haven't mentioned before, onto the M2. And a lot of people took that to mean that the M2 was going to get bombs just like the A2. Or it was going to have some like super secret weapon or something that just made it uber powerful. And the reality was they gave it jump seats for the crew so that of the vehicles you're taking down, so they're not getting thrown around while you're traveling down into the atmosphere, right? That's what they talked about. And it's, I bring that up because it's a perfect example of people have a tendency in Star Citizen to latch onto every single little thing they can that's said, and that instantly means that's going to happen. right? An excellent example of that is and it's morphed over the years, which is kind of a problem as well, right? Oh, well, the merchantman, the defender's a parasite. Okay, CIG has never said the defender is a parasite to the Banu merchantman. CIG has said that the merchantman and the defender have a symbiotic relationship with one another, which most people thinking linearly are like, well, the only symbiotic relationships that exist in Star Citizen so far is the Constellations and the Merlins. And those dock, and it's a parasite, so that obviously means it's that. Or the Pisces and the Carrack. So, you know, the merchantman is going to be able to dock a defender. CIG's never said that. They've never promised that, and yet that's something that if you go into any number of Spectrum forums, Reddit, you name it, you're going to hear people that defend until they're blue in the face that somehow a defender is going to connect to the merchantman. This is the Banu defender days. So the point, right, is we've got a hype problem. And the problem that the Banu merchantman has is that it's been repeatedly discussed and mentioned. It was a very popular ship early on. It was a stretch goal ship. It came out before the lore for the Banu was really even written, right? So we got a problem. And my video last week, the big core of it, right, is just a kind of curb your enthusiasm. I'm excited too. I'm looking forward to the merchantman getting in the game, but we got to be careful. We have to, you know, and this is one of the reasons that I heavily promote the CCU system that I do, because you can get CCUs to all kinds of ships for next to nothing. And if CIG ruins them on release, you're not out a lot of money. You're not hurt. And then you can always melt, right? But the point is, if it's great, then it's easy to get. If it's not great, then you're not obligated to buy. And that's part of the reason that I throw that out there. So, like I said, you know, we're in the Defender right now, which changed a little bit in its concept. There's parts that are a little different than what we originally thought we were going to see. And so with that said, you know, again, to make some clarifications, yes, the Banu merchantman now is only slightly smaller than an 890 jump. It's fitting 3600 SCU inside that. Hard? Not at all. There's no way it's not going to fit that if they keep it at its current size. But again, remember, the Carrack was shrunk down closer to its original size so that it would fit in more pads. It would fit in more stations. It would be able to go more places. The Banu merchantman is unlikely to have a docking collar, unlike a Carrack. The Carrack can dock to any station that has a docking collar that doesn't have a hangar big enough. The merchantman is really designed to go down to planets to sell. So, you know, what you're running into is a lot of stations. Hey, SD, welcome to the party. A lot of stations may not actually be able to accommodate a merchantman in that size. Now, right now, all of our R&Rs and everything like that are all massive, but once you get into some frontier areas, stations may only have one or two just open pads and stuff like that. So, just some things, again, I'm trying to let people know, hey, don't get caught up in the hype and start rolling that cash out to Chris Roberts, or really to people on the gray market. Because right now you're not getting a merchantman until later this week. So, you know, the other thing is I could easily see the Bazaar coming out. And I know a lot of people are like, I don't understand how that could happen. But one thing that's really worth knowing, right, the Bazaar, even though it wasn't in the original concept, but when the concept was released, it was brought up. So it does date all the way back to that stuff. For reals. And we're gonna jump. This is gonna be an all-day thing, I can tell. don't really care which one we go to here. See, about the gray market thing. All I'm simply saying is, and there's no, I always want to be careful to say it. There's nothing wrong with the gray market, but you know, if you were concierge, you had an easier time naming your ships. All right, I'm gonna go out on a limb and guess. Yeah, see, we're double clicked, and our star map isn't coming back. There we go. See if we can't. Good, they're docked. That's a win for everybody. We could just fly the 23 kilometers. We're just gonna do that. Thanks, Triple R. And it might take me a little time. I obviously won't be able to get it done during the stream here, most likely. Can't wait to go that far. Alright, so let's first jump up here and join Maverick checking out the Bengal. Well, I kind of finished my Banu Merchantman thought here. And then, like I said, I'm going to bring some of the Lead Legion guys in to kind of give their thoughts on the Banu Merchantman stuff. Don't worry, we are going to talk Scorpius. We are going to be giving away more paint packs. So stick around if the Banu Merchantman discussion isn't your thing. We're also obviously going to go tour the Javelin. We're going to check out the Bengal here. Maritine, welcome on. All right. So with that said, there's a lot of people that don't want a bazaar. They wanted a cargo ship that went through blockades and stuff. So, you know, again, a consideration really worth having. And I'm going to kind of break this point up here for a moment to say, right there, you can see hammerheads and Idris, and you can see the size of the Bengal. I mean, this is not small. And don't worry, we will do a little F4 viewing here. So we'll come back to the Banu Merchantman discussion now that we're here finally. Take a look. Oh, the gold on this thing looks so much better now. I mean, there's a hammerhead. I mean, that gives you an idea of size. And one of the things that Star Citizen actually does a poor job of is demonstrating, whoa, mama, look at that. Yeah. Now these do bob, so you have to be really careful. Alright, just, you know, how big are the guns on the Bengal? Well, there's a Banu Defender. Oh, man. Yeah, you know, I should do that dark. That is an intelligent thing to say. But we're only going to look at this for a moment, and then we are actually going to dock and go do the tour real fast, so. All right. Yeah, this thing is a monster. It's pretty impressive. Unlike the Javelin last year, which had very little texture work done, CIG, sorry, the frames are a little wonky here. CIG has done a lot of texture work on here, which is pretty nice. And so here, you know, I get the feeling we're upside down. I really feel like this is probably supposed to be the top. Yes, it is. The turret is on the bottom. That makes so much more sense now. So the problem you have, and I know this from checking this out the other day, is it bobs up and, like, you see it's like bobbing up and down like it's in the water, even though the engines are off, which is really awkward. There's no water in space. But as a result, it's very hard to, and I think this is the real reason it does it, it's hard to land on it. So, But there she is. The mighty Javelin. Not Javelin, Bengal. We're going to the Javelin. I promise. I pay attention to these things. I really do. Alright. Let's go look at a much smaller ship that last year was the biggest thing any of us had ever seen. Okay, so back to the conversation at hand. As I was saying, you know, the Merchantman, as we get ready to depart our Banu-ness here. The Merchantman is one of those things, there's a lot of people that if it has the Bazaar, they're going to get rid of it. And again, with 3600 SCU, if it has the Bazaar, you might only get 1,000 SCU of actual cargo space because most of the SCU will be store cargo. So that's, again, just stuff. The real big portion of my video last week was really just about trying to... Yes, I would love to contact ATC to let me. This is why we're not doing... the Grey Cat thing.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
So damn answering your question on that. Give me a couple minutes and we'll come back to it. Alright. And that's just because, like I said, I'm going to give the Led's Legion guys here a moment to weigh in on their thoughts about the Merchantman. Just a little bit so that, you know, maybe some other opinions are heard and people can hate on them. So, give me a second and I'm going to let them talk. Alright. Led's Legionnaires, you guys are now... should be on the audio.
Oh, okay. And just mute your stream so I don't have double audio.
So now you guys can give your Banu Merchantman thoughts.
Well, the last thing I heard you say, because the delay was about a lot of people possibly getting rid of their Merchantman if it has the Bazaar. I think it really depends. If you got in on the Merchantman at the 300 price point, I can see people complaining and being upset. I don't think you're going to get rid of ship of that size and capability for $350, right? That's $50 more than a Van Duel Blade single-seater fighter. So yeah, it may not be the end-all be-all cargo ship that they wanted, but it's still going to carry a sizable amount of cargo with a Bazaar and the cool Banu aesthetics. So considering alien tax, again, if you got in at the $350 price point, it's still a hell of a bargain.
Well, and let me...
$100 is a bargain for a virtual ship.
Yeah, well, and so
well,
let me...
I start scale.
Let me throw this at you guys then in that regard, right? So if... but if you had one, right, and let's say the price doubles going into the Carrack range, right? Now, if you weren't a fan of the Bazaar, might you then turn around and be like, you know what, I'm going to instead... I'll wait. Oh, just hit the button. I haven't taken the elevator anywhere.
It's all right. There's an open elevator button on the bottom, that little small square.
Oh, you learn something new even when you play this regularly. Hop on in. Maverick is also going to jump in here. All right. Let's try B. Why not? You know, and my point is like, yeah, you're getting a ton of ship at a great value. That is definitely a truth. But I think... would then a number of people decide to upgrade it to a Perseus instead, because now they're getting a lot of value back.
Well, they may, and I would love to say that it's a very different ship with a very different design purpose, right? So it's not apples to apples, but then again, we make those decisions all the time in Star Citizen, right? I'm going to sell my cargo ship to trade for a gunboat, but it doesn't do cargo. Yeah, but it's cool. So, you know, we do that a lot. But I mean, at $350 though, you're looking at it's $100, you know, cheaper than a 600i, and it's going to have bigger guns and more cargo, right? So it just depends on where you're putting your value. If you wanted that ship because of it holding 3,600 SCU of cargo that you can sell yourself, then you may apply that store credit to a Carrack. I mean, a Kraken. But if you're just looking for value to ship tonnage, it's going to be hard to beat no matter what they do to it, in my opinion.
Well, and I guess my point, though, is, right, what happens when it only carries a couple hundred SCU Because most of its 3600 SCU are storefront. Wow, at least this is lit today. So, anybody else have any Banu merchantman thoughts here?
No, I don't have any. Not really my cup of tea.
Yep, and that's
Well-
gonna... Go ahead, Dark.
I was gonna say, well, let's consider the cargo class that we have, and I'm gonna exclude the whole series because that's a whole different specialized kind of cargo ship that does nothing but carry cargo, right? So if we're just going off cargo ships and price or value proposition, right? At 350, what are your options for cargo ships currently?
Herc.
Mm-hmm.
The Caterpillar is close.
Close, right? So that's what I'm saying. If they add the Bazaar and they go from 3600 SCU down to 1000, or even 700, you're still getting just as much cargo ship with whatever the hell else it has, the Bazaar. So again, I think the value is there regardless. Now, people may sell it or melt it or apply credit because they're butthurt about a feature that they inaccurately concrete attach themselves to in Star Citizenship, which, as we know, from concept to implementation, you know, nothing's concrete, right, until the ship's in game, and even then they could change it. Personally speaking, though, Led, if they add the Bazaar and truncate the SCU cargo, I would be ecstatic because I like the idea of having NPC shops I can restock and refill based off of market value, and they just process what I would consider passive income for me. But I know not everybody, you know, is into that, so it just depends on the person, I think, really.
We're closing down the doors, so please start making your way to the exit.
Okay, well, folks, we're going to have to reboard this because they just made the announcement that this is closing.
You have to go I think you have to go all the way to microcheck.
Yep, I think we're going to by Genie Point, but that's okay. We can pull that off. One thing I want to bring up here, I'm gonna put this back on mute here.
I'm sorry. Due to inactivity, we have been forced to assign your landing zone to another
So,
customer.
one thing I do want to kind of mention here is you just saw me in the turrets, and you saw how slow I kind of slowed it down so that the big ones on the bottom were moving. Those are the same size 7 guns, same size as the guns on the Perseus. So what that should have been able to kind of give you there was a peek at what size guns, how fast the turrets on the Perseus are going to kind of move. So not super fast. That's kind of the takeaway there. And so, like I said,
Blocking an active flight bay.
what I've
Please
learned
vacate the facility.
is that if you're on the Javelin when they want to leave, you go to prison. So that's why we got off. And we'll just go meet them somewhere else, and then we'll kind of do that tour again, which I'm going to bring up since I just mentioned the Perseus. And again, for those of you that haven't heard this yet, we're giving a Perseus away. So make sure you're subscribed. Part of our 10,000 sub giveaway, we're less than 1,500 subs away. Every month I pick 5 names. When we hit 10,000, out of the names I've pulled out, someone's going to win a Perseus. All you got to do to get one is be subscribed and comment, and your comments in live chat count. Like I said last month, 2 of the names came out of live chat. So, that is that. And you know what? Let's get ready to do another lead paint giveaway. This one is going to be, let me go peruse real fast. We're going to give away an Equinox Mercury Star Runner. That's the orange and yellow paint. So if you have a Mercury Star Runner or you want to win that, let me know down in live chat. Just say, hey, I have an MSR. I want in on the lead paint. And in fact, actually, yeah, just tell me in the comments that you want in on the lead paint and why you want some of that lead paint. And we're going to pick a winner of that here in just a couple minutes. Okay, so we're going to tour the Javelin again here shortly. Hello, Tara. With that said, let's move the discussion over to the Scorpius, which we are also going to give away a Scorpius. Oh, here Here come the fireworks. Alright, we're gonna spawn something that's fast. We might even be able to beat the fleet. Corey, I love it. Oh man. See, this is why the paint club's gonna be awesome. And again, the only reason I made the point that either you have it or you want is, again, if you have no intention of getting an MSR, winning an MSR paint pack doesn't mean anything, right? But you don't have to have an MSR. It's not like I'm going to check or anything like that. I just don't want to give somebody a prize. It would be like saying, congratulations, you just won pool cleaning for a year. And you're like, dude, I live in an apartment. I don't have a pool. I can't use that prize. So that was my only point. You don't have to have an MSR to win. But dude, let me know, guys, why you want that sweet lead. And someone's gonna win a little more lead paint here in just a few minutes. All right, let me spawn something that's fast. Maybe. I knew I left this thing here for a reason. So, yep, the Scorpius. Let's take a moment to kind of talk about that. Yeah, and this is a conversation. Y'all heard Dark talking a little while ago about the merchantman, and I'm sure he's probably going to remake some of these points. I'm personally not a fan. And I feel like I'm going to start out with that just so that we're kind of... just so that there's no sense of bias one way or the other in what I'm about to say about the Scorpius. But I'm personally not a fan. And I say that on the basis, one, of looks, right? Like, I have never been a big X-Wing person. I actually liked the A-Wings in Star Wars. I know I'm weird, but I love the Polaris. Wonder why. So with that said, like, so the whole X thing just doesn't right away got the, like, gotcha, right? That some people are like, I don't care what I have to melt or sell to, you know, give up in order to get one of those in my hangar. With that said, the other thing I'm not a big fan of is I and Star Citizen do not like ships that have their weapons out on pylons, wings, anything like that that can easily be shut off. And the same is true for thrusters. That's a big maneuvering problem that I see in the Scorpius. And so those are predominantly the reasons I'm not a fan. Now, with that said, the front end of that thing, I actually really do like. It looks smart. And I said yesterday to some of the Dark Peak guys when we were talking about it, I said, you know what? If it had two wings and they folded back like it does, I would be picking one up. I'm also not a big fan of the turret on rails that like slides around or does whatever. As a pilot trying to orient your turret towards the threat, I feel like that would be kind of confusing. I could see people trying to like force the turret back and forth a lot. To me, it's something that looks great on paper and just doesn't really have the staying power on in practicality. And I'm a huge fan of practicality in my ships. So, like I said, I'm not a big fan. That said,
Origin ship works at your service.
yes, thank you, Origin.
Operational. Engines active.
With that said, I am a fan of the class it sits in. And I think I see it sits in the same class with the Hurricane, which I think is a fantastic heavy fighter. The Vanguard's another heavy fighter. It's a lot bigger, has a lot more features and things. So really, this is just a direct Hurricane competitor. And it's priced like one too. So at that point, like I said, I like the Hurricane's looks better personally, and I think I would probably go with that. But an important point that's been made, someone put the meme on the Discord server yesterday, forget who, and I think it had legitimate value. Two freelancer Freelancer Miz, I think it was, or maybe it was just the straight Freelancer, gives you everything and more. And two fighters, two single seats, are always going to perform better than one two-seater. You can attack from multiple vectors. You can do a lot more. So, as I was saying, those are just kind of my individual personal thoughts. And once we get jumping here all the way out to Microtech, I'm going to bring the Leeds Legion back in to kind of talk about that. And as I was mentioning, we are going to be giving away one of those sweet, sweet Scorpius paints. And that, I'm not going to say, is something I'm disappointed in, because... Come on. There we go. Set route.
Thank you.
Microtesh. So yeah, so that's kind of something there, in my opinion, like I said, that I'm really excited about. The paint for that Scorpius, it's a new direction Star Citizen's taking that really makes me happy. The idea here that you're gonna have not just different paint schemes, but now actual like decorative paint on top. I really hope we see a lot more of that. So with that said, I'm going to bring the Leeds Legion crew in here again to kind of talk about Scorpius. All right, guys, you're back on, and I know there's a delay, but you'll be all right.
Mm-hmm. So if you said anything in the past 20 seconds, I didn't hear because I had to mute you.
Oh, that's all right. But hold on. I want to answer something Verpine just said, and this way you guys will kind of be right into the loop. So I am not assuming, Verpine, when I say that it'll be alone against two single-seat fighters. What I'm actually saying is that in any given scenario, two fighters are better than one. That is... I'm not saying it's a one-on-two or a one-on-one sort of engagement or anything like that. I'm just saying if I'm attacking a hammerhead, I would rather have two people in two fighters rather than two people in one fighter. And that's just my point on that. And it has nothing to do with like, oh, well, it's going to be taking him on alone or this or that. And it's not. I just wanted to clarify that portion. And so now I'm going to open the floor to the Legion to give me their thoughts about Scorpius and kind of, I know some of these guys are super fans of it, which, and I know I've been asked this a moment ago by Don't Glick Me. I am personally not a fan, and that has more to do with aesthetics and just things I like in a fighter. But, all right, guys, don't all talk at once, but don't talk over each other.
So, it's the one thing I really want to add is, CAG has said, I believe CAG has said in the past that they do want to make it so that two people in one fighter would be better than two fighters alone. So obviously, like, for the current state of the game, two sabers would beat a Scorpius, but in the future, it would definitely be more of a pair.
See, but I guess my point is, in the example that I used for why I think two fighters is better than one, is that I can attack you from the left and the right with two fighters, and you will never achieve that with one fighter. It's just not a possibility. Yeah. Here, I thought you guys were.
But then again,
you caught me chewing.
Then again, you can also turn. You can also try to turn towards them so that you can use the pilot can shoot at one, the turret can shoot at the other, and if the sabers try to avoid the Scorpius trying to point at them, then their aim will be thrown off.
So glad you said that. Now I get to come in here swinging because that's bullshit. Okay, so in your scenario with the saber, and no offense, please understand, I guess you're not used to me. The saber, you're packing the same firepower as that turret alone on the Scorpius, or the same firepower as the pilot controlled on the Scorpius. Either way, you're at a 1-to-1 match if you're behind that Scorpius, right? Of question lies in how fast does that turret transition from forward-facing to rear-facing? Knowing the speed and knife fight aspects of dogfighting, where the target's in front of you, behind you, flanking you on top, really quickly. How much time is my turret gunner going to spend getting nauseous, going up, down, up, down, up, down during the course of a dogfight? And that entire transition time, rounds are not hitting target. Whereas the Saber is controlling one reticle and can focus his fire, right? Now, I'm not saying that a Saber versus a Scorpius one-on-one is a good matchup, but if you hit two of them, and I think that's kind of what Lev was saying, and I completely agree, two pilots in one cockpit is going to be hard to beat two pilots in two separate cockpits for a multitude of tactical and firepower application reasons. Now, if they want a multi-crewed fighter to be superior to two fighters in single ships, they'd have to make that dual-person fighter like 3 or 4 times more rugged and reliable than those two individual fighters. And I don't see them doing that for balance reasons. So it's a cool ship, don't get me wrong, and I think it has a very good use case. It just doesn't apply to the world of dogfighting just in general. I think the Scorpius only really competes with one other ship, and that's the Hurricane currently, which is another dual crew heavy fighter gunship platform. And they're both excellent what they do, and that is if you got a friend who doesn't want to fly but wants to be a part of something, you throw them in the turret and you guys can shred some things in a Hurricane, and you will be able to in the Scorpius as well. But if I'm the captain of a big fleet or the fleet commander, and I've got 6 pilots at my disposal, I'm putting my personal 6 pilots in 6 different fighters, not 2 pilots in 3 different fighters. Just seems like a terrible waste.
Yeah, it also depends on which fighters you have at your disposal, right? Like if you have 6 LNs or 3 Scorpiuses, you're probably gonna choose the 3 Scorpiuses. If you have 6
I don't know about
My
that one.
crew, no, I'd take 6 LNs over 3 Scorpiuses.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't. But I also don't like the Aurora, so.
Oh, I hate it too. Don't get me wrong.
All right, so I'm gonna shut you all off there because we got some people down in the comments, and I want to kind of address a little of that. And again, this isn't just necessarily me speaking here, but one, and this is bringing back because we had a couple questions about this. That yes, they're changing some aspects of dogfighting, and if you could see me showing you air quotes on changing, because I am not a fan at all of where they're going with that, and you can actually see my comment on the official video about it. But yes, they are making some changes to that system, and some of those changes mean that a 2-seat system might have some advantages, might have some disadvantages. Multi-crew ships are certainly going to have a lot of advantages, in that, for example, and I jumped into DCS to prove this point, because with Dark, even though there is an avionics threshold to it, I also agree it's dumb to say I can't fire missiles in my guns at the same time, because I can in real life. In 2021, actually in 2007, earlier than that even, but my demo was a 2007 example. Props to the DCS community. And but a 2-seater, right, a Scorpius or a Hurricane does mean that a 2-seater crew could deploy missiles with the turret gunner guiding the missiles and the pilot controlling the pilot-controlled guns, or vice versa if you really wanted. So it's not to say that 2-seat fighters don't have advantages over single-seat fighters, but you have to really decide how fast, and we don't know yet, how fast can you switch between the modes, right? So I think that's a fair point to be made. And perusing through the comments again, and really quickly, I just want to mention that Damn, you are the next lead paint chip winner. That Equinox MSR paint's going to be coming to you again, just like I had said before. If you can shoot me an email, just take a screen clipping. Oh, wow. Good thing I jumped in when I did. Why did we just emergency stop? Okay, anyways, Damn, if you can just take me a screen clipping of your, YouTube, just to kind of confirm that you are, in fact, you. Shoot me that email, and we'll get you all sorted out to win that next lead paint chip. All right. Let's see if we can't get this right. Don't worry, guys. We have more paint packs to go. Quite a few of them. So. All right. And I know I had mentioned some of the kind of multi-crew features and stuff like that coming in. I see it. And again, we're going to touch on a scotch of, I don't know if personal preference is the right term here, but things I'm not excited about. CAG doesn't seem to understand, in my opinion, and again, this is my opinion, the desire of players to have multi-crew, but not necessarily be forced into multi-crew, right? Like if you're flying an Arrow, there's no rational reason, right, to tell me I can't shoot my missiles and guns at the same time, but a Hurricane can. The only reason you would do that is for video game balancing, and when you say we don't want it to feel video gamey, then don't use video game solutions, because there are plenty of other solutions to balance stuff. So I do see here we're talking a little bit in the comments about armor. Yes, armor values are not yet in the game, and that is going to change some stuff. All right, so we've talked Scorpius, we've talked Banu merchantmen. At some point here I should hit cruise control. Oh my gosh. Okay, first do that. Now let's try this again. You know, CAG, we use the star map for just about everything. And if anyone's wondering, you might be able to hear it in the background. That is me right-clicking. It's not doing anything. Awesome. Well, hopefully the fleet's coming here like it said it was going to.
I just need to interrupt briefly just to let you know that Maverick leaves the shitter door open in a luxury vessel. Very uncouth.
This is why we can't let you have nice things. This is why we can't let you have nice things. And so I'll give you guys a chance here while I work towards Station 1. Can someone look at their star map if it's working and see is the fleet actually on its way here? And then with that said, if you guys want to give a little more, some final thoughts on Scorpius, we can go ahead and close the chapter on that.
I have bad news. It's a Everest.
It's an Everest.
Of course it is. You know, Corey, I'm with you. I am also fed up with the current star map. Which might actually... Okay, but you know what? Look, we'll do the Invictus stuff. We'll tour that at some point here.
Break that time?
Yeah, let's sort out...
Don't get depressed though, Led. They said they have plans, right, to fix the star map right around the same time they're going to fix the ship matrix on the RSI website. So, you know.
Ship. Oh, that the ship matrix. That's right.
Yeah.
Sometime in 2047.
Proceed to assign
No, not 2047, 2042. 2042.
Yeah. Well, and, you know, this is a decent segue into a point... Wow. A spider just jumped onto my face. That was awesome.
What? What type of spider?
Well, I don't know now. It's dead.
He ate it.
WTF, man. I'm trying to keep this PG, but... Alright, damn, that's cool. And like I said, I'll, you know, confirm and sort anything out with you guys. That's why I tell you to email me, just because it's easier to kind of handle at that point. Okay. bear with me for a moment, everybody, while I recover from Spidergate here. What the? I'm trying to keep it PG, and the insects around here are not trying to help. And as my esteemed child would point out, spiders are not insects. They have 8 legs. They are arachnids.
You try to keep it PG. Never mind. I was gonna say something. Never mind. And then I realized it was redundant. Never mind.
Landing complete.
All right. Hindsight, I probably should have claimed my C2. So I know we said we were going to do this with a C2, but we're actually going to do it with an M2. And that's because they're not actually different.
The exact same cargo space.
Yes.
If we're gonna, I thought we were gonna come to Crusader. You can do it.
We are, but I'm just going to switch out now. Cause...
I have a C2.
Excellent. All right, let's head over to Daymar. Always a good...
Which one? 141 or a CD?
Well, let's do it this way. If you've already got your ship spawned, if you want to head over there, we will get, don't click me. I love it. I love it. I think you might have also just won yourself a paint pack with that comment. Give me just a second.
Planetary map. Wait, what? Planetary maps? I didn't know they were planning on doing that.
So anyways, what I was getting at is if you want to head over to Daymar, and then you can you'll be ahead of the pack, you can let us know which one's daylight side. So they're Apache attack helicopters. Yeah, well...
I can if it decides to spawn in.
And SD, I'd be with you on your, talking about the Scorpius there, but I'm also going to point out that scorpions eat spiders. They're not on the same team.
Should we server hop just in case we've been on the server for a while?
I'm not worried about that.
But the server seems to started hurting. So I'm getting a lot of server lag all of a sudden.
Well, but that's also, keep in mind, the fleet is probably just now arriving. So the fireworks and all the shenanigans, I'm not too worried about it. And it's actually almost better that we know that is taking place now, because then we have like a whole hour to do stuff we got to do. Yeah. See, my team knows that, there are places spiders are not friends. This was just a small one. All right. So real quick, we're gonna meet you guys in the Legion. And don't worry there, Alric. We are going to be talking about the Polaris here in just a little bit. All right. I love that I have 2 of these. Don't click me, man. You're delivering just great comments here. And you've already won yourself the Snow Camo 100 pattern. Whatchamacallit. Paint. You'll be our 3rd winner of the day. And that's just because 7, that's right. Your lead crushed comment. Just that, that made me giggle. Make a note of this. All right, made a note of that so I don't forget and so I don't give it away. But yes, Scorpions beat Battlescar Galacta. That was pretty funny. Oh man, we gotta open a window. It's getting toasty in here. All right. Where was I? Yes, Polaris. My baby. A ship that I absolutely love. If I could have one ship in Star Citizen, this is hard to say because I do really love the Hercs. These are my second favorite ships. The Polaris is number one. Like, if I could only have one ship and it was a Polaris, I would be happy. And what the Scorpius tells me, I was mentioning this yesterday too. Yeah, see, why would you put a light there that my elevator... Ugh. Design thinking. Yeah, so the hall will change tomorrow. I'm not sure if 12 Eastern's the correct time, but it actually sounds about right. They do everything on UTC, so... It's your only ship? That's outstanding. It's the only ship you need. It's not actually true. In fact, another statement that is going to earn a little bit of heartache is my belief that the Perseus is actually more usable than the Polaris. And we'll get into that here in a moment. But again, I'm just going to make another quick mention, just because the streams are an excellent opportunity to make this mention after this.
Crusader Industries, a journey worth taking.
There we
Systems
go.
on.
Make sure you guys are hitting that subscribe button. All your comments and live chat count, but also make sure you're commenting on videos from 2021 on the channel. Every month I pick 5 names. We're less than 1,500 subs from our 10K giveaway. How exciting is that? And I'm not going to lie, I will probably do a 30K giveaway. Just because how could you not? There'll be other giveaways. But, yes. Alright.
You are clear to launch.
Launch complete. Landing complete.
Yeah, you know, there's
Launch complete.
stuff. Whoa, mama. We are just like bouncing all over the place in here.
Landing gear up.
Yeah, so let's talk Perseus versus Polaris here for a second. Should be a fun while we QT across the verse. Please work. Yes, it worked this time. Alright. No, we're not going to do that. We're just going to go...
Thank you, and please visit again.
There we go. Alright, Perseus versus Polaris. You know, I wasn't going to mention that feature about the 30K giveaway until we were closer to it, Dark. Thanks. Yes, if you win the 30K giveaway, you win, but you don't actually get the prize because it goes away before you get it.
Quantum travel complete.
I'm going to work with CIG to actually put it in your inbox, into your hangar, and then it'll disappear. I feel like they'll support that feature. Anyways, back to serious discussion. Maybe. For realsies. Speaking of 30Ks, I had that fear. That has been one thing I have noticed about 3.13.1, is instances that you would be certain would be a 30K in the past, now you kind of recover from them, which is kind of nice. Alright. So, let's talk crew and ship value, and why I say that the Perseus is actually more operationally useful than the Polaris will be. And mind you, I've got both. I love them both. I didn't think I was going to love the Perseus, but that bridge that just got me. So, why do I say this? Well, it's not the crew count, which is usually what a lot of people immediately point to, right? It really has more to do with operational cost. And in the reality to that, right, is Perseus is smaller. It's easier to land on planets. It's easier to travel through jump wormhole things. Just all of those things. And that's kind of why, for most players, having a Perseus is actually going to give you better value. Now, a Polaris, you'll have your fighter with you that you'll be able to transition to, which is really convenient. But I think it's not really about the crew, because at the same time, like, even if CIG were to be like, yep, you have to have 28 people to make the Polaris work, great, I'll hire 27 NPCs, no big deal. But 27 NPCs are expensive compared to 6 NPCs. They're different ships for different purposes, but I guess the way I foresee some of my use, general day-to-day travel, if I'm going to take a warship at all, the Perseus is kind of my go-to. It's more ramming power. Oh, Alaric, you're cracking me up. The caveat, though, right, is... Where was I going with this? I lost my train of thought by reading the comments. You know, I'm gonna bring the Legion in on this too while we're jumping. So you guys, I'm gonna have to tell them because of the delay. So I'm bringing you guys back in on the conversation here to talk a little bit about Perseus versus Polaris. And what I'm saying is, generally speaking, if I'm going to take a warship around the verse to go do stuff, I'm probably going to take and SD, I do love your Spidergate name. That's what threw me off, by the way, from my comment. I'm getting lost in the weeds here.
Distracted.
Yes, easily distracted. But yeah, the Polaris to me is the kind of ship really you're going to take out if you've a purpose for the Polaris. If you know that you're going to go hunt somebody down, or you're going to go into some battle somewhere, or to do something like that, you take the Polaris out because it's expensive. It's going to cost more to fly it. It's going to cost more to repair it. It's going to cost more to crew it, and everything like that. However, if you're just floating around out in space looking for stuff to do and you want to do it in a warship, to me, the Perseus is the better value to do that in. And that's why I say that. So I'll open the floor to the Legion. Go.
100% agree with you on that one. I don't agree with the comment I think somebody made earlier, maybe it was you, that there are different ships for a different purpose. They're different ships for the exact same purpose. Their scale of combat is the same, but they do it in a very different way.
Well, that's what I was really getting at.
Yeah,
different way.
Polaris is awesome. It really is. I like you. I've got both of them, and I love both of them. But the Polaris also costs money to fire and launch every single torp it has, which is what it does. So if you do take that out, it's costing you money. So you better have a reason to do it. I think it's great for fleet combat, but for just like you said, putting around the verse and doing, you know, missions or whatever, you can get 3 or 4 buddies on the Perseus and just go have a ball.
Yeah.
I think the Polaris is capable of more, but that makes it more expensive in every way.
Mm-hmm. I want to hit something that Strife brought up here. And yes, so the Perseus, in a sense, right, is weak to fighters, in where the direct, so the Perseus and the Hammerhead are, and if you don't understand the meaning of the word, like a lot of people in Star Citizen, when talking about the merchantmen, don't understand the word, the Hammerhead and the Perseus have a symbiotic relationship, right? The Perseus is pretty weak to fighters. It does not have...
Good way of putting it.
Right. Doesn't do well against fighters, right? The Hammerhead melts fighters. The Hammerhead is weak to really big ships. The Perseus is very good against big ships. So they kind of, if you had them both in your escort, you're protected on both sides. So I did want to address that because that was down in the comments. But all right, Gruffus, you were going to bring something up.
I already. Oh yeah. I was gonna say basically. I was gonna say what Dark was gonna say.
Yeah.
You were gonna say
also,
that I was right.
It does.
That's all I would say.
It does also. It does cost a little to fire the Perseus, but not nearly as much.
Right.
See, that, this is
Well, it still costs money.
That's a
this
good
is a
point.
little. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm obviously assuming a lot by assuming that those size 7 rounds are going to be cheaper than the torpedoes. I think that's a fair assumption, but you're
I
right.
think
We
it's
have no
fair.
idea.
Quantum travel
Well, in this,
complete.
any time we're theory crafting like this, there has to be a kind of agreed upon, like, accepted assumptions, right? Like, yes, that torpedoes will be
Right.
more expensive than the thousands of rounds that you'll be
In the
allowed to
same
carry.
hull.
Right.
Right.
But we don't actually
20
know that
24,
for sure.
the
And I don't
24
put it past CIG from making customized bespoke rounds for those guns that are incredibly expensive for game balancing reasons. So, it's still an assumption that it's going to be cheaper.
Quantum travel engaged.
All right, and again, so now I want to come down here because again into the comments, and again right now, yes, the Polaris can repair and refuel its own small fighters, but again, even in what you're saying, right, it would be great for a search and rescue mission, and that's kind of what I was saying though, right? Like the Polaris is the ship.
Quantum travel
Hey guys,
complete.
we got a ship that's down on the surface of Daymar. We need some search and rescue stuff, right? Okay, yeah, let me grab the Polaris. Even though I'll be honest with you, there's a dozen other ships that are going to do that way better than the Polaris ever will. But as an example, if you only had a Perseus and a Polaris, right? That is an example of somewhere I'd be like, yep, I'm grabbing my Polaris and I'm heading out there. But
Why the
if
Polaris?
we're going to just float around in the verse, it's like, I don't really have something in mind I'm doing. I'm just going to go somewhere. Maybe run into a fight, maybe this or that. I'm going to take the Perseus. And that's where I'm saying the Perseus is better value because it's more versatile for
More
general
capable.
stuff. Right.
Yeah. I think the Polaris, I think, is a better ship, better value prop. It's capable of more, but I see myself personally putting in more hours behind the stick of a Perseus than I do a Polaris.
Right.
For a myriad of different reasons. Oh, sorry about that. And also the repair and rescue capability that it's got. You're right, but the Polaris is not a ship of the line. If you're going to compare that to a vessel, it's more of a submarine hunter than it is a ship of the line. It's not meant to be out there and fist fighting with anything,
Right.
or within range of something that can fist fight with it. It's supposed to acquire its target at a long range and launch and get the hell out of Dodge.
Right. And I'm going to use this as a segue. I'm actually going to mute you guys again.
Bye.
Bye. Real quick there. So I'm going to use this as a classification segue. And this is a video that eventually I'll actually get around to making. But I want to kind of cover classification because this is something that confuses a lot of people. The Polaris is a frigate, which in modern parlance you can also put in with destroyer, but even in modern terms, technically it's a frigate and not a destroyer. So with that said, the Perseus and the Hammerhead are corvettes. None of those ships are ships of the line. In fact, when it comes to Star Citizen, the smallest quote-unquote ship of the line, and I'll explain what this means in just a moment, would be the Idris. And that's what we got to understand. Now, what is a ship of the line, which I think is an important distinction that we need to make. Man, Maverick, that white Valk paint looks so good. One of the best ones CIG ever did. So, as I was saying, right? So, an important classification thing to understand is what is a ship of the line? Well, this goes back to the idea all the way into really kind of World War I, World War II is kind of the end of it, right? But of ships that slugged it out with other ships, where you would sail in a line, running a parallel course, think pirate ships, right, and broadsiding the hell out of each other. Why are we crooked? Because we're actually crooked. Thank you, CIG. There we go.
Engines off.
So a ship of the line, right, had to have the armor and firepower, the idea for it to, yeah, nice landing, I know, to slug it out. Frigates were light, fast craft that acted...
Engines off.
Hit the wrong button. Hit the right button. That work a lot like cavalry on a land battlefield, right? That sail around on the flanks, that harass the edges, that scout ahead, that engage indirectly against the ships of the line. Now, the difference between a frigate and a destroyer is exactly this. Destroyers came about when torpedo boats came about. Again, not ships of the line that would sail out in front of the main battle line to engage the main battle line, which was typically pretty slow. So you needed a ship to destroy the torpedo boats, hence the torpedo destroyer, which then just got shortened to destroyer. Today, destroyers handle much of the same duties, though for a long period of time you had escort destroyers, which is what most frigates do today. So, little maritime lesson, if you will, there. Anyways, I want to let everyone know what we're doing right now, because I imagine if you're tuning in and you didn't know about this, some months ago, in one of the Medieval Dynasty streams, because we usually talk Star Citizen in those anyways, and I sing a lot of Star Citizen songs, because Dark pays me to. And I might even sing the Wesker song today, we'll see. But, we had a competition to guess how many Grey Cat buggies would fit on a C2. So today we're going to science... Thanks, Griffiths. How many Grey Cat buggies fit? And I'm actually not sure if I still have my Grey Cat buggy. Which would have been a good thing to go check before we did this. I'm pretty sure I still do. If not, I will just guide. Oh, nice. We're going to have a ballista. That doesn't help, Maverick. Nope. I don't have it anymore. If only Evan were here with the Syndicate. Which is the real reason I don't have one anymore, is because I have a Grey Cat driver. Alright, I'm going to go get on the C2, and we're going to begin this. No singing. Well, that's a battle you got to take up with Dark. So that's what we're doing right now. If you're watching and you're wondering why we're loading Grey Cats on a C2. So back to the conversation at hand. Polaris versus Perseus. And kind of Dark had brought up ship of the line and stuff. And so I wanted to make that clarification so that people kind of understood the definitions we're using to discuss and kind of line this up. All right, so my Grey Cat drivers, if you guys wouldn't mind bringing them up, and we're going to first figure out the width of Grey Cats. So you have to kind of come in here and park as, well, close to the wall, facing front to back with the ship as possible. All right. And we're using every Grey Cat we can get our hands on. So now, I do want to go back up because Kratex brought up, and we're going to do a lead paint chip giveaway here in just a minute as well. But Kratex brought up the fact that the Carrack would be better than a Polaris for that search and rescue thing we were just talking about. And actually, generally, in a lot of ways, the Carrack's going to beat the Polaris every time again. In the same way that I said the M2 is not as good as a Carrack. Now, will the Polaris have a repair station? Probably. Will it have repair drones? Quite possibly. We got to remember that the Carrack is, first and foremost, actually a military ship. All right, so, yeah, Gruffus, if you can park that... yeah, on the side here, best you can. It doesn't need to be all the way at the front. We just need to kind of pick a line. Let's pick this beam right here and just be as close to the wall in parallel to the ship's orientation. We're going to figure out how many side-by-side buggies the width of the bay goes. Yeah, I'm sure the frames are fantastic in here. All right. I almost want to get like a big inflatable ball, like that one VW commercial. All right, Gruffus, come back over here. You know what, if your frames are bad, Maverick, if your frames are better, do you want to be the one who parks kind of along the wall first? And then we'll just have Gruffus park next to you. All right, right there's good. All right, so Gruffus, if you can come right here next to Maverick. I am not sure what you're hitting, man. All right, you know what? Here, hop out. I'll drive. Oh, man, before you blow the... Oh, what was that? All right, if you want to try to see if you can even spawn another one now, like claim and respawn. Not saying my driving is going to be a whole lot better, just... Come on. Leadnap Gaming, where the real science of Star Citizen is. Or something. I'm not going to wedge them right next to each other just yet, because I'm not worried if it looks like we could tighten them in to fit anymore, we will. But I have a hunch that that won't matter. And Zentha is welcome to the party, and I'm not going to lie. You are absolutely correct. If you own a Reclaimer, you're the real winner of every battle. Alright, and while we kind of do this part, I'm going to unmute so that the Legion can once again give their kind of closing or continuing thoughts here on Polaris versus Perseus.
Also, I can spawn in one more PTV.
I thought you were asking our opinion on your ability to park things.
Hey, I want you to see. This is
you did go with the gray cat. You did go with the gray cat.
This is motor pool level. Like a sergeant major. Okay, we're like an inch forward there.
I think Styx is going to try to come down here to see if she can bring a gray cat.
Outstanding.
And we've got an Eclipse outside, by the way.
I just spawned another ship in.
Well, you know, this...
Another gray cat.
Alright, Maverick, fantastic, just perfect.
It's Wesker. It's Wesker.
I knew it. I was gonna say, I'll bet you it's Wesker. Wesker's gone dark tonight. Wondering from where that torp will be. Well, if you tuned into the Medieval Dynasty, you would know how the rest of that song goes. But I'm afraid that, you know, someone might run me over for singing now, so. Yes, salvage the future.
You can sing.
But yeah, back to your Perseus versus Polaris.
Mm-hmm.
To completely oversimplify it, Polaris PvP all day long, Perseus PvE. I think I'm gonna get more stick time with the Perseus.
Agreed.
That's super oversimplified, but there you go.
So don't click BI, because he's saying here that they're not really in the same league. Yes, they're not in the same league, but the point is really to what extent you would fly one or the other. Now, if you only own one, right? If you only own a Perseus, then you're going to take the Perseus for everything.
Right.
I mean, you could talk about my bad driving, but Gruffus down here is...
I have like 5 frames. Stop.
You know, but the dilemma, if you will, right? Well, don't hit them. If you need, I can fine park them if your frames are bad enough.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, just hop out of that wheelie machine of yours. Oh, sweet God. What are you...
Oh God, what the hell?
You're not allowed to drive anymore.
Okay, from now on, you spawn things, and
I can't spawn anything else. I can't spawn anything else. This would be 3. This is 3.
But yeah, don't click me. I agree with you. I think the Polaris is the better ship. Like, I mean, it just is the better ship if you can afford to fly it, and that means afford to buy it, afford to crew it, afford to rearm it. You know.
Oh my God, I'm watching the stream. What is that?
What I like about the Perseus, don't click me, is I think it gave those of us that can realistically see us flying with like 3, 4, 5 friends a really cool, relatively large ship to be competent in heavy combat in without having to have a 12 or 24 person crew, right? The Perseus kind of gives us a nice little segue ship. Still small crew, but you know, highly capable.
And now, if I could just get in here. So, even if we can't repark, let's go ahead and take one. So we're 4 across. I think the answer is going to be 6. Pretty safely. And we just need to move one of these that's not that one.
I thought we were gonna actually try to see how many...
I would love to see how many we actually could physically do, but I have a hunch we're not...
We don't have enough?
Gonna have enough people. Yeah, see.
It's gonna have to be a calculation.
Yes. Wow. CIG, quality work here on... Like... There we go.
Way to go, Gruffus. Now you just gave CIG a new idea. Now we have to apply and test to get a fucking driver's license because of you.
Oh my God.
All right.
That would actually be funny. That would honestly be funny.
I don't want to say anything mean to the vehicle testing team, but I'm just, you know. All right. I'm going to say that yes, what this tells me is we got 6 across. So now what we need to do
is find out let's find out how many we can go the length.
Correct. So I'm gonna start us here.
Every fucking gray cat that Gruffus drives turns red to me.
What?
Because you keep colliding with the ship, so it's registering that as you being aggressive.
Yeah, I think I'm done. I'll be done driving.
That's fine. We'll
He's gonna have like a $500,000 fine and a level
Dark.
4 crime stat.
Dark.
Yeah.
Behind you. Look behind you, Dark.
Oh, I guarantee you it's Wesker in a fucking stealth torpedo boat.
You already did you see him already, or did you just guess?
Oh, we have an ongoing level.
there's a thing.
I'm about to slam this thing into reverse.
Do it.
Do it. All right, Maverick,
Do
go
it.
ahead and park that in front of our line while I'm watching here.
Do it. Dark, do it.
Oh, he's already starting to move.
He's like, no. You missed.
I
Oh, my
didn't
friends
miss.
are starting to
It's
get
just
better now.
again showing why the 100 series is superior.
I'm gonna go do something really quick. There it is.
So yeah, just kind of finishing a little bit of the. Again, if you only owned a Perseus, that's what you're going to roll out, right? If you only owned a Polaris, again, that's what you would probably go out in. And this discussion is really kind of limited to the awkward.
Or if you don't own either, then you're not gonna take either out.
True. In a weird way, it's a theoretical conversation that only applies to those of us that happen to own both. But with what Dark was saying is, it does give people, especially where up until recently the Polaris was a limited ship. It was unique in that way. All right, so let's get a count here. 1, 2, 3. So we're 5 so far.
I can move the one from the back to the
All right,
front.
yeah, if you want to go ahead and
Start
do
counting
that.
from there.
Because I'm telling you, someone is gonna win a Grey Cat today. And while we wait,
I don't think I'm gonna win, to be honest. I think I might have overestimated it.
maybe just a little.
Subliminal did the same thing, and he came up with 50, but he didn't he did the width from the front, not the back.
Well, see, but I'm gonna calculate in.
Yeah, so it's probably gonna be more like 60.
I can't. For some reason, I came into this one even though I got into the
Fair
back.
warning. There may be a huge explosion in front of your Hercules soon, as Wesker comes back to wreak vengeance on me with a torpedo.
Wait, aren't you in the armistice zone?
Yeah, I am.
Well, how does?
I don't know. I mean, he could ram me. I'm just saying. He's probably not very happy about me blowing up his Eclipse.
Wait. Oh wait, you blew up his Eclipse?
Yeah, because 100 series, baby.
And speaking of the 100 series, we're gonna give away another Timberline paint right now. So once again, how do you get hooked up with one of those? Tell me why you want lead paint. It's that easy.
Why you want lead paint?
Because I like the paint skin.
See, but that doesn't. The best answers. Oh
Shit! I forgot I can't spawn in a fourth. Shit! I forgot. Now I feel stupid. I forgot.
If it makes you feel better, you look stupid too. So
You want to bring your M2 over here?
Yep. All right, the M2's on the way, gentlemen.
Sorry.
Get your Grey Cats.
Your landing gear down? Yeah, it is.
All right. So as I was saying, Timberline 100 series paint. Let me know in the comments why you want lead paint, and someone's gonna get some lead paint.
I think, lead, you need to make your own cryptocurrency, and you need to call them paint chips. And as people comment in your videos, they get to earn lead paint chips, and they can spend those on lead paint.
You know, I like it.
Watch your cryptocurrency go fucking to the moon like Doge.
Yes. I mean, I'd be okay with it.
Hey, CIG, I made $10 million on your paint. Thanks.
The lead paint reminds me of my childhood. Lead offers great radiation protection. So I can get cancer.
It's not very good for you.
Because it smells good. Ah, see, these are getting good. I'm liking them, guys. Come on, keep it coming. Lead paint is more durable. Okay. All right, you know what? We're not even going to bother with the stupid pad. I'm literally just going to open it here. I can already hear my accountant, too. You know. You spent how much money on paint packs? Might give ships actual mass. Oh, I love it. Oh man. The question is, if you had lead paint and you were pad ramming the same ship, would you win?
Yes.
See, that's it. Protect your investment. Get leaded paint.
Mm-hmm.
I think Wesker's Eclipse would have survived if he had leaded paint.
Probably would have. So unfortunately,
I don't know when he's coming after me, but I know it's going to happen.
I know, right? It's the suspense.
So, are you gonna leave your M2 there, or are you gonna?
No, I'm leaving it right here.
Oh, I was waiting right in front of your cockpit, waiting, trying to surprise you.
Oh yeah, no, I'm.
Oh God! Did you see that?
Oh yes.
You caught that on the stream. Oh,
I
shit.
did catch that. That was amazing.
Yeah, Led watches me do that all the time whenever he's trying to film.
Lead paint.
100
gives you
series is a lot of fun. It just is, man. That thing's
Right?
got acceleration for days.
So I would tell you, Xanthez, the 125, hands down. So lead paint won't scrape off when you land a C2 in a tight hangar. And don't lick lead paint, kids. Lead paint is shiny. Lead is the best. To put lead back on the church roof. I'm liking because I like to roll in lead paint. Eggs and bacon with lead paint smell great. Oh man, you guys are delivering here on these comments. Oh man. So while Maverick awkwardly does weird things, T-posing his way along outside, Dark, you want to bring that 100 back over here? Now, which paint do you have on this one right now?
This is the gray camo from last year. I don't have this year's paint on it.
Oh, I
Gotcha.
Oh, I got a red target coming in, but I know who that is. Oh, he's in a tally.
Shocker.
Sorry, paint job's gonna have to wait. Challenge accepted.
Well, here, let's see this. Well, poor Maverick brings his.
Do you see what I said in chat?
Lead paint is the leading paint in the industry. Yes.
Oh my God, I'm terrible puns.
6 is on the way. Do you want to bring your? Just park them at the base of the ramp. Do you want to bring your?
Well, we can do it with 2.
Yeah, 2's probably easier at this point, actually.
Yeah, we just move one to the front of the other one.
Yeah.
Keep doing that.
Just
back and forth.
leapfrog them. With some solid 1800s alchemy, you can have gold. Yes.
Where you going, Wesker? Where you going, buddy? You got a few shield faces left.
Wait, Maverick, what are you in?
He's bringing the gray cat, but we're watching this show real quick. Yes.
Wait, which show? Wait, what show? Where?
The one that's taking place right above us. Oh my God.
Come on, bounce back out of Armistice.
Wait, where? Wait, where? I'm confused.
Literally taking place right in front of us.
I don't see anything. Oh, I see a ship.
How's that going, Wesker? I wish Wesker'd pop in here. Oh man.
Where's Wesker? Wait, where is Wesker?
He's upside down in a tally on the ground.
Oh.
Oh man, good stuff. See, this is
This is why 125A is.
He's outside the ship jumping around.
Should I do it?
Should you do what? He's Armistice. Yeah. You can't shoot him right now. I mean, you can crash into him if you want.
All right, Maverick.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I'm on the way for
should I do that?
science.
Should I do that? Should I do it?
So here, and actually, let's just do this. Inch forward a couple inches. There you go.
Okay,
just stay back up. We'll just stay next to each other. We don't actually need to park them
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so if, and that'll actually make it even easier.
Wait, did he blow up?
Update: Wesker got a kill. His dead ship killed Rufus's 125 or 100.
Dang it. So he didn't die.
Wesker had leaded paint. You didn't know that, did you?
Mm-hmm. There you go. All right, so I'm gonna mute you guys so you can laugh and giggle while we science here. All right, so now we are 2, 3, 4. Let's give it a touch, a little scotch forward there. Yeah, I'll just do it. And I'm going forward a little bit just to account for. Yes, there's 5. We might have a touch of desync here. All right. We'll call that 6. 7. My guess is we're going to be 8 to the narrow portion here. So that's 8. So we'll call the first dimension 8. And now we'll still leapfrog it, but at this point we have to consider that if you were parked in this lane, you couldn't actually be because of the elevator. Actually, sorry, no, that would have to be 7 because of the elevator. All right, so 8. There's 9 forward. And we'll call that, so 10. So the total distance is 10. We can sit 7 in the wide section. And now we'll just do some simple science and figure out what that we have to subtract 1 from our 6. So this is 3 by 5. Okay. Give me a second to math here. You'd think I'd be really good at this, but I'm only half paying attention. And then as soon as we announce this, I'm going to pick one of these lead answers. The one that made me laugh the hardest. All right. Though there's some really good ones in here. I feel bad we can only give away 1. So we said 6 by 7 to get 42 in the first portion. And then 15 in the second portion, for a calculated total of 57 gray cats. So I will be going back to the comments to see who was closest to 57, and I'll be announcing that in a community post. I won't waste y'all's time here today trying to figure that out. All right, so with that science out of the way, it's time to, once again, do what we've been trying to do in part the entire day, and that's go tour a Javelin. So, again, 10K sub giveaway announcement. I know I do this all the time, but again, just because we always have new people tuning in, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. When we hit 10,000 subscribers, and we are less than 1,500 away, someone's going to win a Perseus. To win, all you have to do is be subscribed and comment. All of these awesome live chat comments count, but comments on any video from 2021 on the channel also get you in. Every month I pick 5 names, and when we hit 10,000, one of them's getting that Perseus. Also, let's go ahead. First off, let's, where is my, not scanning. There we go. Close exterior. Nice. Okay, now let me go through these comments. Who made me laugh the hardest? Let's see. Oh, and Little Ed's dropping in. Hold on a second, everybody. All right, and the winner of our Timberline, I gotta write this down. So, Timberline 100 is Low G Techno Fight with the comment, lead paint reminds me of my childhood. So again, Low G, I know you probably already have it. Shoot me an email to submit@leadnap.com. And from there, we'll get all the account details sorted out and get you that paint pack. We still have one more paint pack to give away. Let's get our engines on. And here we go. Oh, I love it. All right. Now the real danger, we're leaving Armistice, so Wesker's revenge could take place on somebody quite soon. All right. Like I said, we still have one more to give away, so if you're interested in winning, it's not going to be a 100 series, but your chance will come. Okay, let's go find out where... 6, I see you're finally in the verse. We are headed over to Hurston. So, parties at Hurston. Sounds like Norm McDonald. I really wish the party jump stuff worked.
Quantum travel engaged.
Natalia was led to the ground. I love it. All right, guys. So again, start thinking up those real good lead paint quips because we've got one more to give away. And that's just for today. We're going to be the Lead Paint Club's not going anywhere anytime soon. We will be giving away paints all the time in the club, so make sure you come and join. All right, Mark, thanks for tuning in though, and we'll catch you later as you gotta head off to work. I feel so bad about that. Okay, so a recap so far today. We talked about the Merchantman, kind of gave my thoughts. That was very early on. We talked a bit about the Scorpius. We've been talking the Perseus versus the Polaris. I'm going to open a new discussion. Let me unmute these poor guys real quick. All right, so I'm going to open a new discussion here because I'm interested in you guys' thoughts. Everyone who saw the Invictus Week Join the Fleet trailer commercial thing. One, I do want to say I thought it was well done. It really felt like some of the Army's current commercials. That said, I do kind of have a bone to pick with it. And that's that I really feel like, and again, and this is why I wanted to bring you guys in on that on the discussion, right? how much do you think it matters that what that shows in trying to get people to come in for the free fly does not line up with the reality in Star Citizen?
Oh, very much so. I think they could have done just as exciting of a montage of things you can do realistically. Do you remember? I think it was last year when they had the kind of art drawings of things. Right? It wasn't like in game. It was like a cartoon, cell shaded kind of advertising campaign. I think they could have done that, and it would have been better. But when they show a Vanguard flying around, just like last year when they showed the F8 Lightnings doing formations, that tech's not good to go yet. That's very misleading, right? You don't see these things flying through the cityscape, which would be a really cool thing if you could do it. But you know, you see them doing some weird ice capades in space right now. You know, spinning on it like a top. It's just not impressive when you compare it to the trailer. It seems very misleading.
But I want to throw out there though, from a discussion standpoint, right? Showing the F8s flying in formation, from a tech standpoint though, even though they're not in the game yet, right? Because I mean, they're showing us the Bengal this year. It's not actually in the game yet. They're showing us the Javelin, even though as we're hopefully going to see here, it's not really in the game yet. There's only a couple small pieces of it that are done.
Right.
But, you know, the F8s being flown by NPCs in formation was something that was actually at least in the game. And so even though I still agree that even that was misleading, I feel like this year's trailer / commercial is over the top on how far away it was separated.
Right. Now, I will say this. I went on the tour of the Javelin last night with 6, and we took our time and listened to every NPC talk about their respective roles on the ship. And I was very, very impressed with the tour. I was impressed with the audio scripting, the delivery, the mocap of the face itself looked fantastic, and the personalities that they were able to like get into those tour guide people. It felt very believable, the stories and stuff. And you and I have both been in real Fleet Week in real life. I thought it was a great immersion. Like, that's what I wanted to see. I'm walking around this big ship. I'm in the galley. I feel immersed in the world. That was a really cool experience. And they could have even focused on that for the trailer. You know, the cam through of the hallway or the passage of the Bengal or the Javelin. We're just not at the whole formation flying, high-speed pursuit maneuvers and atmosphere kind of looking high action trailer, because right now the game isn't high action. It's just... So you're gonna watch that trailer and come in for the free fly week and get 4 frames a second, you know? Like, it's bad, and they do it every year. And I guess they don't mind the slam pieces that are written in the journals about it, you know? I don't know.
Well, and I am not a believer that bad press is good press nonetheless, because it's still press. I think Star Citizen actually suffers pretty badly from a bad press problem. It really needs positive press, which is something I always try to bring to it. But it is, at the same time, then kind of hard, right, to promote something to people when it's like, yeah, it doesn't look anything like that. Like, we do not have star maps that look like that. We don't have... you can't go to multiple systems. You can't... And again, I salute, and from a creativity standpoint, I don't want to knock CIG's ability to really give us immersive... I mean, like, because on the one side, like I said, it really did feel like one of the U.S. Army's current advertising campaign.
Right.
You know, and we're already experiencing the rough frame rate that is Invictus week.
Please proceed to assigned landing.
And so with that said, like, that's kind of a concern of mine. Like, on the one side, it was really well done, and it was awesome to watch, and it was really exciting. But at the same time, the problem I get with it is, again, just it's like, well, but that is not remotely close to what the actual Star Citizen experience is.
But I think the problem is that they constantly struggle with this, and you and I have talked about this, Led, is that there's a difference between marketing the product that is Star Citizen or Squadron 42 versus marketing the product within that product, which is an in-lore advertisement, like their ship brochures. The ship brochures are not really meant for us, the human beings. They're meant for your character in space, right? They are sales propaganda per lore, not per real object. And those Fleet Week videos and trailers are kind of the same thing. You have to take it with a grain of salt. Like, this is what the Fleet Week advertisement would look like if you lived in Star Citizen. If you're looking at the Fleet Week advertisement, it, you know, as a backer, it would look more like any other video game trailer. You know, explore 16 different worlds, a new caching system. You'd be talking about the technical capabilities of the game, not, you know, in lore speak, but in real speak.
Right.
So as long as we look at these Fleet Week videos like an in-lore ad, the same way we do the ship brochures, it's fine. And by that token, I love, and I wish they would continue it more, the cinematic series they were doing with the MSR and that whole smuggling thing. That was awesome, and it's exciting to watch. And I think that builds up good buzz, but it's also not misleading. Like, it's obviously not a game advertisement, it's an in-lore entertainment piece, but I think it accomplishes the same thing without making people feel deceived. Do you know what I mean?
I do, and that's where I want to throw this point out. The difference between the ship brochures and the YouTube video there, right? So the ship brochure is targeted, one, at, in real life, people that actually already play the game, right? But two, is just like the video was, meant for your actual character in the verse, and it's the whole idea of kind of blending that immersion, if you will, which no problem whatsoever with that. But the catch to that is that if you're reading the ship brochure, you are on the RSI website. You are reading it as someone who either is going to play or who is...
That's a very good point.
Knowledgeable of Star Citizen, right? But the thing is the YouTube video, the point is to get people quite literally into the Free Fly event to try out and experience Star Citizen. And as Heru here brings up in the comments, right, that a number of friends who are on the fence about Star Citizen asked him, I'm assuming you're him, Heru, if not, correct me down in the comments. Go all Karen on me. But the point, right, that like, oh, is that what it's like? Because, I mean, who wouldn't see that and be like, dude.
Man.
Right, right. And that is kind of the thing, though, right, is that if you're creating a product to get people that are not part of the project into the project and to check it out, I think there's something, it's not immoral. It's not, I'm not picking the right word here, but there's something not right about portraying it like that.
It's gonna, I mean, you know, we just had the whole cyberpunk issue with the same thing with the trailers, and that's pretty much what CIG is kind of doing with that. And it's like, for us, we understand where they're coming from with this video with in-lore, but nobody who doesn't play the game, or all these video game companies who are going to see this trailer, like IGN, they're probably going to repost it, and their fan base is going to think, hey, look, Star Citizen looks like this is the kind of gameplay we're going to get. They come in, they pay, you know, 40, 50, however much they pledge, and I mean, they're just set for disappointment.
Yeah, they get their free fly ship Aurora or Mustang, and they go try with this big spaceship, and they bump into it, blow up, and they're in prison. I didn't see prison in that trailer at all. You know, like, that's their first experience.
Right. Or that they don't know to listen. They don't know coming in here to listen for, you know, when the audio thing starts talking about it's time to leave the ship. Like, any of us who've played Star Citizen a while, we hear that and we're like, oh, yeah, we should probably get off. Right. But if you didn't, right, you wouldn't know. And you would potentially get trapped. And then you'd end up in prison and you'd be like, well, wait, you mean I actually have to wait in-game in this space for so long? Like, because you're not going to understand the minigame, right? Like, this is stupid.
How do I mine? How do I equip this thing? Yeah, you're
Right.
absolutely right. That's a very good point. I don't know. The free fly thing, I know it's essential, and it does bring in a lot of backers, but I'm not sure how I would even fix that problem of trying to bring people into this game that is so not ready for prime time. I know they need the fresh blood, but you know, it's like some of your chat members are saying, it's deceptive, and it is. But I mean, all advertising is deceptive.
Hello, everyone.
I don't know.
My
That's
name's
a
Lieutenant
tough one to
Harrigan,
fix. But I will
as
say
you
this
can
though,
tell,
Maverick, to
this
your
is
comment
your
about
armor's
Cyberpunk,
vessel.
because you're very right, and that like the hype train ran away like crazy style with Cyberpunk, and the game got delivered before it was ready, and it was just a buggy mess. I didn't have any problems running it on my PC, but a lot of people did, and that was a cataclysmic failure for their company image. But the big difference between Cyberpunk and Star Citizen is nobody knew what the hell Cyberpunk's gameplay was like until they were like, okay, here it is, enjoy. We're experiencing this all throughout the process. So I don't feel like any of the backers are going to be surprised when the game is completely different than what we've been shown. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right. Now, unsing loot, and I want to address something in the comment there, but I also just wanted to give an example of kind of what you had mentioned earlier, Dark, about the scripting and this is a very Fleet Week sort of like, and you can even YouTube some of the Fleet Week tour videos where you have crew in various areas, and they have a kind of little brief tidbit that they tell you that's kind of scripted, and then they take questions, and everyone asks, oh, well, how's the food while you're underway? And, do you guys really hot bunk? What's a hot bunk? And fun fact is we confirmed on that yesterday. We did some math. There are 80 bunks on this thing.
And the tour guide tells you that there's no need to hot bunk also. Right.
But what's important about that is, and this came up when we were talking about the Polaris earlier, about the crew. CIG a long time ago said it would take 80 people to crew one of these, because there are a handful of people. We know one, and he's not going to come in here, and he may or may not be watching at this point. But if you owned a Javelin, they actually let you see the whole thing. They let you past where all the guards are standing, so you can go tour it because you're in the Javelin.
Yeah, I was blown away by the cargo bay and hangar area. Holy crap, it was big.
Yeah. So, anyways, back to the point at hand, right? So what we're seeing though is CAG said it would take 80, and there's a lot of speculation of, oh no, they're going to cut those crew numbers down. They've stuck to this having 80, so I would not be surprised if Polaris can have a larger crew. And it might need one. So with that said, the other thing, again, we'll go back to the conversation at hand in a moment, but we are kind of doing the tour. I'm not going to listen to the NPCs talk, just because it'll be harder to hear us talk in the background. Like I said, there's only so much of the ship you can see. So like we'll go this way. We'll try to go down here to the armory, and I do want to talk about some of the, and yeah, so you can't go into the armory. Well, we can go to the briefing room, which is actually one of the pretty cool rooms. So
I want to make a comment if I can real quick.
Yeah.
To intro banger, to your comment about it being outright dishonest unless framed in the one-day game, I think that's an excellent point, and I think that may be a great solution, honestly, is if you log in for the free fly, there should be a really big splash screen, right, that says this game is still in early development, server performance may vary. If there was some sort of a plain English, real talk kind of disclaimer on the free fly experience being under construction and variable performance, I think that would go a long way to disarm some of these journalists that want to go after it.
Yeah. Well,
and that seems fair and honest too if they were to do that.
And there is, I don't want to say devil's advocate, but we do have to also be fair to CIG here. That CIG does have a tradition of making, we get the advertising. We saw the Carrick video, right? We got the commercial for the Prowler. They do all of these in-lore videos regularly for us. So at the same time, again, there shouldn't, CAG does have a position of, a protected position here of saying, look, we regularly make videos like this that are for the community. The catch, though, being, again, at the same time, like if you watch the Prowler video, there's nothing in the Prowler video that isn't actually in the game. Now, the interface that the gunner has doesn't exist in the game yet. But generally speaking, a lot of that stuff's there. And I think what pushed it over the line this year, and this is kind of my closing thought on this, but what pushed it over the line this year was just the fact that, and like I said earlier, like when we used the F7 commercial flyover from last year, right? Like, okay, but NPC-driven F7s do actually fly over you in the game. So it's not a super stretch. This year's video is just so far removed. It's not, it has a couple things that aren't there. It's entirely not there.
But per your statement, like, what is it that you think is not there from the trailer specifically that you're focused in on?
Well, so I look at it, they're jumping to multiple systems, right? They've got this super advanced star map thing, which, to be fair, that star map actually does exist on the website, which there's a reason I'm standing here to bring that up too. But just the whole arrangement of it, the whole way that it's put together, it implies something that's more polished to me. And like I said, from an inverse perspective, it's a masterpiece and a work of art, and the team that put that together deserve every accolade they get for it. But again, my problem with it is that this video specifically, the Carrick video, was meant to open CitizenCon and was meant to sell Carricks to people that were already Star Citizens looking to buy. That video, the Join the Fleet video, is meant to get people that are not in Star Citizen into Star Citizen. And for that reason, for me, I have a harder time excusing some of what it did. And so that's kind of my position on that. So.
Yeah, I honestly, I kind of like what Banger was saying. I really think that once you capture that new blood with your, misleading or advertised, video, and they've downloaded the client, they've logged in, if they were to spend a little bit of time instead of always, screwing with UI buttons on elevators and stuff, designing a really good guided kind of hold your hand walkthrough on how to create a character, log into the game, and get into your first ship. Just a very limited guide that gets you from downloading the client to stepping into the Aurora, right? And from then you can just take the hands off, let you explore and meet the community. But some sort of a splash screen that says, look, here's our disclaimer. It's a work in progress. Because I honestly think that if you watch that video for the Fleet Week trailer or the Prowler trailer or the Carrick, whatever it may be, and you're like, wow, that looks really cool. Let me go to CIG and let me download the client, and you install the client, and we both know that download takes a little bit longer than most games. You've already got sunk cost. Most people aren't going to back out once they read that disclaimer. They've already committed to downloading the client and trying the game out. Mm-hmm. So they've already captured that new blood, and then give them a nice little streamlined experience to just walk them into the seat of their first ship. And then from that point on, let them experience it. I think that would go a long way, and I don't think that would take them too much dedicated time to just put that first chapter in a way, Well, because most of us met in the verse, right? We became friends through the community, and the community is strong with the trolls and the white knights, all of it factored in. There's a really good group of backers. I mean, hell, half of us that are in Led's Legion watch you pick berries in an entirely different game on stream, and we talk about Star Citizen the whole time. Yep. We're watching. It's a great community. They just need to help usher people into the community a little bit better and a little bit more honest. And I think that would go a long way with public opinion.
Yep. So I want to address a couple other things real quick. This was brought to my attention by Maverick, who's in the Led's Legion. It may not be this panel specifically, but a couple of these panels specifically have warnings for housing electronics, and they've got the water dripping through animation. So. Heads up to CIG. Maybe we work on that.
Sounds like the beginning of every sci-fi space catastrophe movie.
Yeah. And a conversation Dark and I had yesterday. It's these guys who are actually okay. Oh, all right. He did it. So first off, it's these guys who have it best because at least they can talk to each other when no one's around. It's the poor schmucks who are like by themselves, like this poor dude down here, that are standing all alone and are just super bored. We're gonna kind of get, yeah, like look at this. Yeah, boys. Like,
But you know, one thing we didn't talk about yesterday, though, Led, we didn't have powered armor suits when we had to stand. Okay, they could probably just lock their servos and take a nap in the standing position.
oh, I know. That's unfair.
Just black out your visor. You're good.
Yeah. I also like the guy that's just like acid tripping in the turret over here. Just that
Yeah.
quality stuff. But all in all, one thing I just wanted to bring up on this, and moving away a little bit from the topic we were just, and so I see Strife asking, so to join Led's Legion, that's the name of our patron. My patrons are the Legionnaires. So just head over to patreon.com/lednap. You know, I'm just gonna do this. Give me just a second. And we will. I'm just gonna link you guys. I was hoping. Whatever. All right, give me a second. There's a reason most people do this on. And this link, by the way, is in every one of my videos in the descriptions. So the link for our Discord server is also. You know what? I'm just gonna throw that in there too while we're at it. Create invite. I really wish it didn't default to the whole 7-day thing. Generate a link. So if you want to join us on Discord, there's the link for that too. To join Led's Legion, just head on over to Patreon. We've got multiple levels. All of them will get you into the Led's Legion voice on the Discord, which is what you've been hearing different Legionnaires talking about today. Different levels offer different perks.
Hello, everyone.
We've got some great
My
merch,
name's Lieutenant
some
Hogan.
big merch announcements on the way, by the way. My sole Ledgatus member, Dark, here can tell you all about the merch. In fact, I'll let you do that, Dark. I will let you do that while I walk back to the briefing room.
Well, if you don't have any allergies to latex, the Lednap gaming merch. Just kidding.
Oh
No,
man.
the merch coming up is cool. I've seen a couple of his prototype stuff coming out. I say prototype. Before it goes to mass production, it's really high quality. I'm not sure. Do I tell them what it is, or?
And you can tell them that because it's actually going to be a lot bigger than I think you even know. So, but feel free to tell them what you've seen and whatnot.
So if you guys happen to be fans of the United States Marine Corps dress blues, Lednap has his own entire dress uniform from head to toe, cover, shoes, everything. So I do know he's got an awesome three-button polo shirt with the logo and a really good quality hat. And then, of course, I'm sure you guys already know about the coffee mugs, which I drink out of all the time. It does hold a confirmed 1 SCU in each mug, and that stands for Standardized Coffee Unit. So really cool merch, good quality stuff. He's not getting it made cheap, so it's definitely worth taking a look at.
Yeah. So, and there's a leak about this, and I'm gonna, I guess, confirm it a little bit here, but a whole store going up, all kinds of great stuff. Awesome. Strife, welcome to the Legion. We'll kind of get everything processed here as we go. So the other thing I wanted to bring up here, now that we've talked about the merch, is the hologram here, and this hologram is actually really cool. But the convention, which we're not going to go look at today, but I know a lot of people have been really excited about the holograms in the convention. And this is something I just want to let you guys know. You don't have to go to the convention. You can see those any time of year, any day on the ship matrix. So when you're looking at the ship pages on the RSI website, click through the matrix, you'll see there is a hologram version. You can look at that same hologram on the website. and have been able to for years. So if you were worried that
It's actually better
Yeah,
because you can
it is
slice
better.
and move through it on the Matrix.
Yes. So you don't actually have to go to the convention to see those. And a lot of people don't know that. So I wanted to let people know about that.
But one more gripe though about Fleet Week: if the holograms down there on the showroom were like this hologram, I'd be down there right now looking at them. This hologram is awesome. The one that's on the Javelin.
And has been in active service since 2832. Launching under the command of Captain
this is
Omar Singh,
just
the ship
incredibly
initially
well done.
served as a combat support vessel in the Second
So,
Fleet.
and again, you know, you're getting that kind of.
Close to the Vandal front.
This is the scripting
The
stuff we
Warhammer
were
saw
talking about.
action
They've done a
in the fall
really
of
good
Paladin
job.
in 2884.
Though actually down here I can't really tell who's talking.
Forces when the system ultimately fell, earning a ribbon for valor in the process.
Homeboy over here is filming it to
For the next
put on his
several
Twitch.
decades, the
This is
Warhammer
Wesker right
transitioned
here.
between fleets in a variety
Yeah,
of
the
support
briefing in the
roles.
briefing room I think is just played over the PA in that room. I don't think
Okay.
it's an actual NPC talking.
So new ships that are about to be revealed. I wish CIG would, you know, give me a line in on that stuff, but to be honest, I'm pretty sure the only two content creators, and even they deny it, but I feel like Morphologist and Board Gamer are probably the only two Star Citizen content creators. What? Speaking of content creators, this is Wesker right here. Yeah, Wesker, that's you. Check me out. But that said, one of the things I also wanted to talk about kind of is we kind of get more to a close. But before we do that, I will announce the last lead paint giveaway for the day. And this is for the Silver Spark MSR paint. And I'm going to make the point, I'm only giving ones, these are unfortunately the only ones they've given us so far, but I will be giving a whole lot more out as time goes on. So the Lead Paint Club is not just a today thing, but again, the best comments about why you want lead paint is going to win you that MSR skin. So, and that one I think is one of my favorite ones. It's the kind of, I'm going to call it Batman-ish color one, but it's pretty sharp. So go ahead.
And I'm loving the Leaded Paint Club. We should do a trivia thing to get winners in the future.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have a whole bunch of ways to do stuff here in the future. So while I've got that going on, I also
Become
now
a paint chip today.
I want to talk a little bit about something that, one, is something a lot of people don't understand about Star Citizen ships. But two, also just to take a moment to talk about what we can see on this giant baby. So every manufacturer has a look, has a design, but those designs are broken down generally between big ship and little ships, or really capital ship feel and not capital ships. And I'm going to sound a little bit like Morphologist here when I'm talking about the design language of the different manufacturers. But what we are seeing here is the quote-unquote design language for Aegis. And so you can still see it's got that same round hallway that you have on like the Hammerhead, but you'll notice it doesn't have the weird padding. Not sure what these buttons, like why would you have a trim button there? Some kind of weird stuff. But again, it's giving you an idea. The ship's brighter compared to the Hammerhead, which is, and Dark knows this is a regular complaint I've had. That a lot of Star Citizen ships, look at all the detail these ships have, and then they're super dark. You gotta like use your flashlight just to see all the hard work that was put into them that's dragging your frames down. So, but what we are seeing here is, again, just that kind of big ship language. That this is what Aegis capital ships are gonna look like inside. And I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with it. You know, what is nice in the future, just like apparently they don't have to hot bunk, the staircases on the ships are normal sized. If you've ever seen a staircase on an actual naval vessel, you know what I'm talking about. The other big thing, though, about this that I want to give the CIG art team a big, like, thumbs up, and we talked about this much earlier on about when we were talking about the merchantmen, right? And about CIG messing up you know, potentially messing up a favorite concept. Like a lot of us refuse to pull something out of buyback until it's in, just because we don't actually trust that CIG won't ruin it. With that said, though, look, when you're looking at this, if you go look at the concept art for the Javelin, or even the Idris of the galley, this is what it looks like. I mean, they've done a stellar job, really nailing, following through with what a lot of those art images were. And the reason that's important is when you look at the Perseus artwork and JPEGs, the way they create concepts now are different. They essentially kind of white box the ship and then they do the art. When this ship was concepted, an artist literally just on a, well, not a sheet of paper, but essentially a sheet of paper just drew what they envisioned the galley would look like. So what's important is that they've really done a solid job of kind of putting that all together. Other thing I wanted to point out, the one thing that creeps me out a little bit. So over here we've got our, you know, berth area, and you know, clearly this is the enlisted section with its, you know, 24 or I guess 32 bunks. And then you've got this extra room over here, which is probably the officer's berth, you know. But here's what cracks me up about this. And then again, if you didn't know, you come in here.
Is one of the 2 barracks on the ship.
I don't know why he calls it a barracks, because that is not a naval term.
To see where Navy personnel sleep, and let me be the first to tell
Wrong
you,
door.
it's every bit as exciting as promised.
No.
Javelins are
exciting is
great
not how I would describe being on a ship.
Crew.
Here's the bathroom, and Dark spent way more time on ships. I'll let him talk about that in just a moment. But and then right here's your head, which is the proper naval term. If you would have called this a latrine, I would have said that whoever wrote the script had been in the army, because that's what I would call it. But I wanted to show you guys this before I let Dark talk about this. This bugs me. And yes, Banger brings up the Apollo game is back up if you want. It is up. So you can go win yourself an Apollo. So here's what cracks me up. There's that, right? We were just in there. No markings. Absolutely normal. Security level 3. Oh, something secret and important must be back in here. Come on. It's the same quote-unquote barracks. Why is this a heightened security zone? Like, that's kind of weird to me. So anyways, that was that part. Dark, if you wanted to share any Navy thoughts. Or even Despook, who spent all of his time on a ship, if he wants to unmute and tell you all about it.
Security level 3, just after the mess. Clearly, that's the chief's mess right there.
I was gonna say that's where the Marine
where they start the
detachment
good
is.
shit.
To keep us segregated, because we're fucking animals. Yeah, I honestly I think that's a texture faux pas, to be honest with you, because they're
also
the same. Yeah.
I'm digging this. I imagine this is where the guy, when you board the ship and you have to check in to the ship, is where he is.
I'm sorry, but the tours are over. I'll need you to disembark the ship.
So you know when you when you in the Navy, when you come on board and you have to have your ID out to come onto the ship, I imagine that's what this little room is right here, right next to the airlock. I don't know.
Talking about the quarterdeck.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Again, wasn't in the Navy. I've been on a handful of ships, and I have weird friends like you guys that, you know.
I wasn't in the Navy.
I know you weren't in the Navy. I was saying that liked to be out on the ocean and stuff.
I guess technically I was a department of the Navy.
Yeah, you were part of the Navy. Don't play it down. And yes, Jeffrey Woods, to answer your question, Homeboy is still tripping on acid down in the down in that bottom.
I don't know. I think that guy got electrocuted.
He got hit with the water.
Caught in his armor and.
Yeah.
So that leaking panel went to it.
Mm-hmm. And this is another thing that, again, I really wish CIG would have worked on, knowing that this was the big show-off, right? Is look at this. Like, you watch the Fleet Week video, and then you come in here. Like, is this the same game? Like, check it out. There's, like, stuff going on, and you can't tell, because...
I mean, I think it's just as impressive, but what I'm looking at it for something different than I think a lot, like you said, people that are not from the game would look at it.
Mm-hmm.
And one of your commenters said earlier is that some of these videos they show off and they romanticize the features of a ship, whereas this trailer showed off and romanticized the experience of Star Citizen, and that experience is not here, right? The ship has great features, the texture work, the NPCs, like it's very impressive. But that's not what they were showing off in the trailer. They were showing off these flight characteristics and strategic mapping and charting your plot to move your fleet. Like, that gameplay ain't here. You're not going to get that.
That's the thing, like, maybe look at games like Elite where it's a little bit more complete in that aspect, and even that mechanic is not in that game. You know, it's more of a solo thing. And that's what worries me about that trailer, to be honest.
Yep. All right. Well, so I'm not noticing a whole lot of lead comments in here. I didn't realize the 100 was going to be more popular than the MSR.
Well, bro, you just saw what the 100 can do on your stream, man.
Right? Yeah. I mean, that was definitely for sure. But again, guys, a reminder about the Lead Paint Club. Go ahead, let me know why you want lead paint, and someone's going to win a MSR paint pack. So, otherwise I'm just going to have to scroll up and see who else is here, but or we'll just save it. Yep, so see, it's about to leave. Kind of wish we would have stayed in the hallway to see them, see if they close the door or whatnot, but again, it's just one of those... Not impressed with how little they're telling people that are not used to Star Citizen, that aren't aware of the fact that, like, yes, there is a prison in this game. So, right. Well, in Strife, to what you were saying and kind of what I was getting at was that star map actually exists. It's the star map that's on the website. And as Despook can tell you, because I had to shatter his hopes and dreams once, while he was downloading the game, he was checking out, and I'm going to out you here.
Do it.
You know, he was checking out the star map on the website, and it was like, wow, look, like all the planets and systems and how really cool it was. And it was like, oh no, dude, there's one system. You know, like I was having to tell him, like, oh no, like different star map, different, you know, kind of a thing. So. It was just one of those.
Yeah.
Kind of one of those things. Hey, Triple R, look at that. Triple R is our initial lead paint chip holder. But yeah, so.
Well, and like when I got into Star Citizen a long time ago, right? I was playing EVE Online.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been playing it for years when they were talking about the ambulation patch coming out where you can get out of your ship and walk around the station. Was so excited about that. Ambulation patch never came to fruition. You still can't do that. And my brother had told me about Star Citizen. He's like, dude, you want to get in and out of a starship? Check this out. And he showed me a little YouTube video about somebody just getting into an Aurora and watching the doors spin and cycle and open. I was like, whoa. I was blown away by the fact you can spawn a ship and then get into it and fly it away, right? I was like, that was all it needed for me to be interested. And when that's all that I saw and was impressed with, and I got into Star Citizen, I was blown away at all of the other things that were in here.
Yep.
But he didn't bring me in and show me some big badass Fleet Week thing, and then I come in, I'm underwhelmed, right? So it's kind of, I don't know. I really can't say what the new player experience is now. I know what my new player experience was, and I was overwhelmed with what they were doing because I didn't see all of these fantastical things when I
Thanks,
first
Joe.
came to Star Citizen.
You know, and that's what I will do. Poor to Spook, man. He comes into the stream, and then I just constantly out him on stuff. But
that's what I get for being away.
yeah. So I brought him in during IAE, and I was showing it, like running around, touring the ship and stuff like that, letting him check it out. So again, you know, he didn't really get he didn't see a big flash. I'm trying to see if we can see the Javelin from this window. Nope. Of course not, because that would have made sense. But just like Dark was saying, like, yeah, my new player experience was, oh my gosh, Lorville's coming, you know? And that's when I got into the verse, and let alone I had followed the verse for a while at that point. And so there is this just kind of, like, yeah, Spook, what's your new player, how has the game stood up from what you were kind of shown to how has it kind of felt?
Oh, wow. All right. Well, good news is you're getting a truly off-the-cuff impression, because I was not prepared to answer this question. Number one, I would say that the verse experience has been fantastic. It's a lot more immersive than I thought it would be. That being said, I feel that I'm probably a little bit different than your average bear, because I was able to connect with a really great multiplayer community early on that did shenanigans in the verse.
Mm-hmm.
Dark Peak. And basically from having the chance to... What was that?
He just said woo.
Oh, Dark Peak.
Yeah, Dark Peak. But the big thing is, I would say it exceeded my expectations as far as the player agency, what all you could do. That being said, like, you know, you look at the variety that's there, you look at the things they're doing, you know, yes, it's taking a while, and again, coming from a DCS background, I'm used to the lots of promises, long fulfillment times, that type of thing. So that doesn't frustrate me as a relatively newer member. Like, I've been aware of the game, but I've only gotten into the game about a year ago, if that. So honestly, it's been fun. It's been super enjoyable. But that being said, it's like, it's clearly it has a long-term. It's an investment to get involved here, straight up. It is. It's investment of your time. It's investment of your money. But I think it'll be worth it. I mean, you look at, as a technology demonstrator, the things that they're doing with it are impressive. And
Yep.
It's going to get better. I do believe that. I believe that they will be able to capitalize on a lot of the stuff that they're prospectively trying to do. So.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
I mean, my again, not to beat a dead horse, and at this point it's very much a dead horse, but you watch that YouTube Join the Fleet video, and then you watch me try to eat a burrito.
Eat the burrito trailer.
First shown this game back in 2013. That Bengal advert that they had going was absolutely outstanding. But this is the game everyone's going to want to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you say that again, Martin? Just because, and there's the 30K we've been waiting for. I just turned up your volume so that people be able to hear you better. So, if you want to re-say what you just said.
Sorry, I guess my accent's not going to help either. When we looked back at the actual game in 2013, when we had no content, there was nothing whatsoever, and all that drew us in was that one advert with the Bengal flying past, and we went, I've got to play this game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But to be fair, though, back then when we were looking at the game, we knew it was a long way out. We knew that that wasn't ready today, right? None of us went and watched that video and went, okay, I want to play that right now. Where do I download? It was still very much like, this is our project. This is what we're shooting for. And I think now it's kind of a victim of its own success, because the game has come really far since then. And it sounds like you're a long-time backer also. We didn't have shit when it first started. Oh, I forgot I can't cuss. There's a lot more in the game now than there was back then, and I'm constantly impressed with how far the game has progressed. But now it's kind of gotten to a point where it's progressed far enough, people can be misled into thinking that you can do more than you actually can now. You know, now we have more than just Port O and Test giving a single mission.
Yeah, we didn't even have concept ships. We were just looking at names. It was that long ago, and you going,
Yeah.
this is going to be fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
When the biggest stick was the Connie.
Yep. I'm gonna pause you guys real fast, just because again we got some questions here. I see Hayes is back from coaching, so hope that went well. All right. So the Lead Paint Club, we are giving away they're lead paint, but we're giving away lead paint packs. So they're just different packs for different ships, and right now we're on our final one of the day. It is the Silver Spark paint for the MSR. That's the Batmanish color one. And I'm sorry that the stream right now is just absolutely thrilling black screen. And I'm not sure if you guys actually can see the... Yep, and there it goes.
You did mention a realistic trailer. Here you go.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Relaunch Star Citizen. There you go. But speaking of the Mercury Star Runner, right? So, in order to win, I'm going to pick the winner here in just a moment, but just let me know down in the comments why you want lead paint. And whatever makes me laugh the hardest, or I think is one of the best ones, is going to win this thing. So, and Hayes, my helmet was off to eat. It was just a 30K thing down. So, all right. So yeah, and like I said, we're kind of coming to the close here, but and like I said, I didn't really want to beat that dead horse a whole lot more, but I again think, and Derek, if you're in menus, you can go ahead and launch us. My problem with it is just, again, it's like, I would love to show that to somebody. I'd love to show it to my brother and just be like, yo, check it out. Like, this will be, this is the game I'm trying to tell you about, right? And or even, and again, and this is something I deal with all the time because I regularly have to explain to people, like, oh yeah, I have a YouTube channel and I make content for Star Citizen, and one of two things inevitably happens in that discussion, because the one thing that doesn't happen, which is probably a good sign, it means that I'm actually syndicating well, is that no one ever says, oh, I didn't know you made Star Citizen content, because they know what it is. It's either A, oh, you make content for that whole thing. Oh, right, the negative connotation. Or, oh, well, what's Star Citizen, right? And the thing is that I would love to be able to point people to that trailer and be like, this is what I make content for. Like I can do that with DCS. You can watch a Eagle Dynamics trailer video and see what the game looks and feels like. Even though, as Spook would point out, there's all kinds of stuff missing. The experience that's sold isn't necessarily the experience you're going to have, but it is the experience you could have if you knew how to do it. And the problem is that I can't show that Star Citizen video to people and say, yeah, this is Star Citizen. Because it's just not. So that's my point on that. Low G brings up a good point about the whole burrito, because this is the thing in the comments right now. I did unequip my helmet. If you rewind, you'll see that I did. But yeah, I just think that they should really just animate you forgot to take your helmet off and you just smash the burrito right into your visor. That would be awesome. Lead paint makes dad faint. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, and in Strife, I'm loving your how many licks does it take to get to the center of a lead paint lollipop? Oh man, we got some good ones in here. So, all right, I'm gonna extend it here to the Legion as we kind of get ready to close this thing out. Do you guys have any kind of closing remarks, any thoughts on anything we talked about today that you gotta throw out there?
No.
I mean, as much as
covered a lot.
Much as I love this game, I hate it, but I love it, and I'm gonna keep it.
Yeah,
I do believe in the game. I do believe in the goal that they have. So, gonna keep supporting it any way I can.
Well, and that,
Criticize, we love it.
you know, and that's one of those things too. Like when I was talking about when I tell people what I do, right? That I get the salty backer, former backer. You know, and it's like, oh, well, and a great point that Dark, you actually made a long time ago, but it costs nothing to hate Star Citizen, right? To call it a scam, to do anything like that. You could read a Reddit about it being a scam and then call it a scam. It costs something to be a backer and to be a fan of the game. Because if you're a fan of the game, you probably paid money and have a starter ship at a minimum to believe in the project. And I do think that we all... Yeah, see? Look, my helmet was off. Thank you very much. You know, but to be a fan of the game. But it is one of those things, and I have an equal love-hate relationship with it. And I've talked to 4 or 5 people about becoming a YouTuber, and I've said, you know, the thing is, when the game hits the doldrums and no one is playing because we've had the same patch for 2 months and there's nothing new, you still have to log in and make content. But the thing, so there's a... Oh man, I'm loving some of these comments. A bucket of lead paint a day keeps the doctor away at bay. And a spoonful of lead paint helps the medicine go down. Helps the medicine go down. Oh man.
It's not actually the financial cost, really. It's that emotional cost of
yes.
You're almost always defending your choice every time you talk to someone who's a hater.
Mm-hmm. No, and that's exactly it. It's that you have to defend something that you care about. And obviously I believe in this project or I wouldn't be here streaming this. But yeah, it's I believe in the project, and as much as people, I think, misinterpret sometimes, I am always and always will be critical of CIG. I will say bad things about Chris Roberts and CIG and things they do. And that doesn't mean I hate the project or I don't believe in it. I'm being critical of it, and I encourage people to be critical of things, even me, which plenty of people are in the comments. But I also give praise to CIG where it's due. And like I said earlier, the team that made the video that we've been talking about deserves every bit of credit. That thing was incredible. It was very well done. Everyone who's watched it has been very impressed. And it's just the kind of, like, some of us worry about not the intentions, but how it's received by some people, or how it will be received by other groups, right? But and that's just one of those things, right? It's an emotional cost that if you really care about this and are excited about where this is going, and it will get there someday. When is a great question, but even the promise of what we have today, I think, is just really cool. So, and I'm probably gonna leave it at that. Again, I'll give you guys a last chance if you want to throw some comments in, that I'm announcing a winner here.
Like and subscribe.
Please like and subscribe.
Yeah, I love you guys, and I'm telling you, I didn't tell them to say that.
No, but he hits us when you don't. So please, please like and subscribe.
The beatings will continue until the morale improves. Now, Dark, I need you to get back to making those hats. And with that bombshell, I'm actually going to announce 2 winners. I need to go buy another one, but Terra SPM and Cernov Strife, you both have picked up that MSR paint job that we were just talking about, and that's because I really loved a bucket of lead paint a day keeps the doctor at bay, and I also loved a spoonful of lead paint helps the medicine go down. So those are both winning comments. Let me write this down so I don't forget. Shoot me an email to submit@leadnap.com. And again, welcome. Strife, I believe, I haven't checked, obviously, but I believe you said you signed up for the Legion, so welcome aboard for that. And with that, I'm really glad that you all tuned in. Hope you all had a great time. We talked about a whole lot in this stream. I had a blast doing it, even though we had some weird things take place and whatnot. And towards the end here, we've really just been kind of sitting around talking. But with that said, guys, thank you all for watching. The final time I'm going to mention this today, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I don't actually beat the Legionnaires hard for not saying it, but do make sure you subscribe. We are less than 1,500 subscribers away from 10,000, and when we hit 10,000, we're giving away a Perseus. So if you want to win that Perseus, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're commenting all throughout. These live chat comments all count as entries. Comments on all the other videos count as entries. Every month I pick 5 names, and when we hit 10,000, I'm drawing from those names. So make sure you're subscribed. Share this very long streamed video with your friends. Share the verse with your friends. Get them into Star Citizen. My referral code's somewhere on the Discord. Come hang out on the Discord. You heard a lot of these guys talk. We have conversations all the time, and I'd really love to have you guys more voices and everything like that. You don't have to be a Legionnaire to talk on the actual Discord. There's just a separate Legion voice channel that I use during the stream. So with that said, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you had a great time, and I will catch you all next time.